when I delivered my baby, I was expecting कि हाँ अब तो baby out है तो my belly is gonna be okay, my belly is gonna be flat.
वाटरमेलन के साइज का तो
Yeah.
आपका यूट्रस हो जाता है एंड इट कैन नॉट जस्ट रिटर्न बैक आफ्टर डिलीवरी, इट हैज टू हैव दैट टाइम. यूट्रस 1 किलो का होता है पोस्टमार्टम, लाइक इमीडिएटली, एंड इट हैज टू रिड्यूस बैक टू 50 grams.
Few days before delivering that you bleed for like 20 days.
20, you did for 20, I did for 40 days. Yeah.
मतलब कि सब इंडियन फैमिलीज में 40 डेज के लिए कहते हैं कि नहीं बाहर नहीं जाना, ये नहीं करना, वो नहीं.
Yeah, and then my friend, she was not supposed to go out of the room also and not be with the husband also.
What would you tell somebody who was planning to conceive? How would...
So if somebody is planning to conceive, I think I would teach them.
I feel like a lot of people don't know what pelvic floor dysfunction is.
So it's just like any other dysfunctions in your body. Like maybe you can address it like maybe spine में issue हो गया है.
जो diastasis recti की healing है ये start कौन से week से करनी चाहिए postpartum?
This starts from the time you start moving. And वो है ना education का जो miss out है वो
बहुत ज़्यादा.
starts from the doctor's end होना चाहिए.
But I think वो doctors अपने वो जो एक chapter आप बोल रहे हो वो भूल जाते हैं mostly.
Vaginal delivery का जो timeline है, the way the things happen, very dangerous.
If you're a new mom who wants to get fit and is tired of listening to all of that extra advice on social media, this podcast is for you. आज हम बात करने वाले हैं ईशव लांबा से, who is a postpartum coach and has helped thousands of women feel confident in their own bodies. So let's debunk all the myths about postpartum weight loss, diastasis recti, and nutrition with Ishav Lamba. Hi, Ishav.
Hi, Karuna.
I am really excited for this conversation because I think ये बहुत ही personal है since I've just gone through this whole postpartum journey. And मुझे लगता है जैसे when a lady is pregnant, सबकी attention is on the mother and like on the girl who's pregnant because you know everybody in the house is so happy.
Absolutely.
और जैसे ही baby आ जाता है सारी attention उस baby पे and the mother is sort of just neglected. कोई किसी को पता नहीं हो रहा उसके साथ क्या चल रहा है, क्या हो रहा है. तो आज I want to talk to you about एक mother के साथ क्या होता है postpartum.
And it is such an important topic to address.
Exactly.
Which is not a lot like talked about a lot because this is also you can call it the 4th trimester. हम first, second, third trimester की बात करते हैं but
Right.
nobody talks about the 4th trimester जहाँ actually में the body is trying to come back to what it was pre-pregnancy. And it is a transition. It is not like कि बच्चा हो गया सब normal हो गया एक दिन में. So it's like a phase and it, you know, I think you lived that 40 days
Yes.
phase postpartum,
Yeah.
right? And that is the most crucial phase of that, you know, transition period. क्योंकि यहीं पे like everybody says like, you know, जो आपके बुरे time में आपके साथ होता है, you remember that. And whatever happens in that 40 days with us as women, I think we cannot forget that for the rest of
Yeah.
our lives. So even if we talk, and it gives me goosebumps to talk about it
I was
also.
just going to say that it just
Right?
gave me goosebumps when you
And-
said that. I was like, that is so true.
And that is so trans happens with mostly everybody. And then once, you know, only when we connect with mothers and, you know, talk about it,
Yeah.
like, यार सच बोल रहे हो यार, सच बोल रहे हो, ये सच में होता है. And
और कभी कभी तो दूसरों के एक्सपीरियंसेस सुन के लगता है कि हाँ ये मेरे साथ भी हुआ था, मैंने तो रियलाइज ही नहीं किया ये मेरे साथ भी हुआ था.
and there is so much of chaos going on at that time.
Yeah.
You don't realize like your body is going on an autopilot.
Yeah.
It's just waking up, feed the baby, eat yourself sometimes, like
Yeah,
wherever you can. Mind.
Shower sometimes.
Shower sometimes.
You get
and
the time.
get out of the bed sometimes and
Yeah.
just, you know, be around the baby all the time because
Yeah.
that's not the baby's fault also, right? Because they're dependent on us for survival,
Yeah,
literally.
of course it's not
that
their
time.
fault at all.
Right? And is this the phase how it is and how, you know, biologically it is designed for
Exactly.
women. It is so amazing.
And you're so right that it's like such a major transition. इनफैक्ट आई फील लाइक ये सबसे बड़ा ट्रांजिशन है, क्योंकि फर्स्ट से सेकंड ट्राइमेस्टर में जब आप जाते हो आपको पता नहीं लगता, सेकंड से थर्ड में जब जाते हो आपको पता नहीं लगता, बट द मिनट यू हैव दैट बेबी योर होल लाइफ completely changes, and that's like the biggest transition. मुझे याद है when I delivered my baby, I was expecting कि हाँ अब तो baby out है तो my belly is gonna be okay, my belly is gonna be flat. I went to the mirror and I was like looking at myself and I was like, hold on, what is this? What's going on over here? So is it normal or is it just something that I went through? Is it okay for all women to have a belly right after delivering a baby?
And I would agree to you because this is what my thought was
Yeah.
after my first pregnancy, because होता है ना what to expect out of pregnancy, books भी हैं तो पढ़ के चलो इतना नहीं समझ आता, even if we have lived experiences of our own mothers and grandmothers.
Exactly.
They also don't feel the need, maybe awareness नहीं है, so they also I don't think had that awareness कि this is not a normal thing to have. But obviously postpartum, that 6 weeks का transition, your body is coming back, वो involution का जो period होता है where uterus 1 kilo का होता है postpartum, like immediately, and it has to reduce back to 50 grams again.
Wow.
1 kg to 50 grams, imagine. And that obviously is in the belly and is happening in the belly. And it is normal to have that poochie belly specifically postpartum. अब watermelon के size का तो
Yeah.
आपका uterus हो जाता है. And it cannot just return back after delivery. It has to have that time. And I remember very specifically, मेरी delivery के बाद जब I had the same thought, literally on the day of my delivery, like what is this? And one of my family members came in like, now you will have this belly forever. I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah.
So and obviously that was not that expectation I had in life कि ये मेरे साथ हमेशा के लिए होने वाला है.
Yeah.
And that's where my mind started to like यार ये नहीं हो सकता यार,
ये नहीं हो सकता. हाँ, I was also like ऐसे तो नहीं हो सकता. But that's what I'm saying कि हम लोग अपने ऊपर इतने harsh हो जाते हैं कि like it's can we take a break? It's just one day after giving birth to the baby and we're already like in our heads
Yeah,
like it's
already.
all body image issues.
I know, and we're like looking ourselves in the mirror and like ये क्या हो गया हमारे साथ, ये क्या हो गया हमारे साथ. So
Exactly.
that is like the biggest, I will not say problem we have. It's like an identity crisis.
Exactly. Identity shock. You're like, that's who I was yesterday and that's who I am today. But I just cannot accept that, okay, like this is. And honestly, it's such a mode of panic because you're like, oh, I thought this would go away. And then you're like, will it ever go away? What if it stays like this? How am I going to deal with this? This is crazy. And you're like already spiraling, like looking at yourself in the mirror for the first time. You're not thinking about all the great things you've just done. Like you're not thinking about, oh my God, I just gave birth to a whole human. You're thinking about all of this.
Yes, and because you're living it, and not a lot of people think that it is an easy transition for you. And मतलब वो expectation के साथ आता है ना, अब तो बच्चा हो गया, now you should know how to take care of the child while taking care of yourself.
Exactly.
Specifically, I would want to point out, I think this happens a lot with women who have delivered for the first time. क्योंकि मुझे तो किसी ने नहीं बताया था कि ये होने वाला है. And when I used to talk with my mom or my mother-in-law, like, अच्छा बताओ क्या होता है, बताओ क्या, like ठीक है, हो जाएगा. But when you live that experience and you understand, okay, this is not an easy
thing
life
to go.
Yeah, to go through. And since they went through it, and it seems like they look okay,
Yeah.
and
They
we
seem
thought
fine.
कि we should be okay.
Honestly, I got to know like really, I think I got to know a few days before delivering that you bleed for like 20 days. I was shocked. I was like, nobody talks about this.
20? You did for 20, I did for 40 days.
Oh my
40.
God.
And I had postpartum hemorrhage also in the second one. So I was like, ये क्या हो गया मेरे साथ?
But okay, what do you want to like tell all these people who don't know all of this? Like, there's so much that women go through, right? And I feel like we should talk about it more so that they're prepared.
Yeah.
Like anybody who watches this should be prepared that this is what is going to happen to you and this is how you should prepare yourself for it, right?
I think and this transition is not like a steady transition. It's like a spontaneous one. Every week you experience something different. So I think first 6 weeks, if I break that first 6 weeks down also, ना उसमें भी एक एक दो दो हफ्ते में there are like things happening in your body.
Right.
First week में तो it's just transitioning from that big size of uterus to it starts पहले belly button तक वो uterus आता है, फिर धीरे धीरे starts like week by week progressing down into its normal original 50 gram वाला size. And during that time you have lochia. Lochia तो it's like postpartum bleeding that stays till the time your entire uterus is shrinking down. And then you have to understand the first few weeks is where your breast milk will also come in.
Exactly.
And you have like जो peak of pregnancy में आपके progesterone estrogen hormones की peak हो रही थी, and then suddenly I like drop down to that level कि you start feeling sluggish and you're not sleeping and you're like preparing for breast milk, prolactin hormone high है और आपका cortisol levels low हो चुके हैं like body में और oxytocin high है and you're like prepping to bond with that little one,
Yeah.
right? And you're prepping to feed the little one, and at the same time you're also trying to recover
Right.
yourself
Right.
out of stitches, out of perineal stitches, out of C-section stitches, and see that phase of yours
Yeah.
tells how
It's like-
difficult
Yeah.
that timeline has
Yeah.
been for a lot of people.
If I hadn't gone through all of this and I was sitting with you, I was like, I'm never having a baby. but since I've gone through it, I know that it's like not as hard. You get through it.
You get through it, yes.
But you're so right. मतलब पता है सोशल मीडिया पे ऐसे इतनी सारी images होती हैं लोगों की. Oh my God, the first time I saw my baby, like this is, it's like the
It's
best thing
overrated, I
that-
get.
it's the best thing that's ever happened to us, like that feeling. And when I held my baby, I did get a feeling, but it was not as exaggerated as everybody talks about. So it made me question myself. It made me question, do all mothers get that feeling, that extra love for their baby, or do some mothers feel disconnected with their baby?
I was not connected to my daughter for a very long time. I think, and I've come onto social media and talked about it also, that I felt disconnected with my daughter because one, I was not prepared
To
for
have a
like
baby.
though I wanted to have just like a planned pregnancy, but then I was not prepared. So मुझे ऐसा लगता था I'm खुद a child who had a child and
Yeah.
doesn't know what to do with it.
Yeah.
And वो रो रही है. There was this one instance I tell everybody that my daughter is crying and I'm looking at her, she's crying, and my mother-in-law walks in like, why are you not doing anything about it because she's crying? I'm like, I don't know why she's crying. So that is the kind of disconnect women have, and this is absolutely normal. मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था like 80% of women have this disconnection between that bonding between the child and the mom.
And imagine what social media makes us believe.
It's hard.
It
Yeah.
makes you believe कि this is not normal. It makes you feel, मतलब आपको ऐसा लगता है कि आप अच्छी माँ नहीं हो क्योंकि आपके पास वो feelings नहीं है.
And वो initially रहती है. मैं honestly बताऊँ, it's just a phase that once you start, वो होता है ना एक नया relationship शुरू हुआ है. It's not like
It's gonna grow on you.
innate कि हम आते ही मतलब भर के प्यार करेंगे अपने बच्चे को. It's like a build up, and I think that build up comes with time. Once you start breastfeeding, whoever is
Yeah.
blessed to breastfeed their child and they're able to. So once you're with them, you connect with them, you bond with them, you spend time with them. I think that's one of the factors. But ये जो हमारा hormonal jargon चलता है during this postpartum, that is one of the biggest reasons why women are not able to connect with their children. And extreme levels पे आप समझो postpartum depression level पे. There was this news I think 2-3 days back that I saw a woman kill their child because of excessive crying, and that is high level of postpartum depression and postpartum psychosis. मतलब समझो ये इतना intense है that I had the child, like I had that feeling of hitting my child when she was too young because of these rest नहीं मिल रहा है, sleep नहीं मिल रही है, you're always on call, you're breastfeeding. My breastfeeding journey is like horrible, and that was creating stress, tension, stress. I was crying and howling every day. So that is something women do go through,
Yeah.
and we are blessed that we have help at our end.
Yeah. Yes.
women do not have, so I have so many clients living abroad, like so many. उनके parents are like, especially COVID time में जिनके बच्चे हुए ना, they was like miserable. They have to do their own household work. They have to do like taking care of their children, one or two, however how many they have, and then they have to even get up to feed and do everything, like every little thing on their own, and taking care of their healing body and taking care of that little child. Imagine the kind of stress levels they've built up over time.
You know, when they say that it takes a village to raise a baby, I think it literally
It does, and there should be a village available.
एग्जैक्टली मतलब ऐसे नहीं कि आप खड़े हो और आप कह रहे हो कि जो भी हेल्प चाहिए तो मांग लेना. नो,
I think वो unsaid help आनी
आनी
चाहिए.
चाहिए. हाँ,
आनी चाहिए.
और बहुत सारी मदर्स ऐसी होती हैं जो बहुत प्राइड लेती हैं सब कुछ खुद करने में. बट आई थिंक वी शुड नॉट ग्लोरीफाई दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ बिहेवियर, because we need to understand that the mother really needs to rest. If हम rest नहीं करेंगे as mothers, then your baby is going to feel that stress.
There was this maybe another podcast I was hearing, that there was this pelvic floor specialist telling that I had a friend who had a child, and I told her, and she was like that A personality कि मैं सब खुद
करूँगी, हाँ.
Then she's like, I told her, you were gonna have a C-section and you please be needy, please. And that I was so like agreeing with that fact, कि you have to act needy, because that is the time your tissues are healing. That is the time your body is recovering. You're getting back to your pre-pregnancy state, and you really need that rest, help, whatever it takes for you to just
Yeah.
be in that like mindset.
And what do you think about the role of a husband at this time?
Oh my god, it is the biggest, I guess.
Yeah.
उनके अलावा तो I don't think
Anyone should.
nobody can sail through without their support.
Exactly. I feel like,
Husband, partner, whoever.
whoever.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, your husband/partner. I mean, I feel like, so I also had a C-section, and I feel like I was very clear in demanding that the only thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be feeding the baby and taking care of myself, because at that time, that is enough work for someone to do. And my husband, he was changing diapers, making the baby shower, doing everything else that was required. We didn't have any help at that time because I didn't deliver in India. So he was doing everything. And I'm so grateful that he was there in that respect. So my help, she tells me now that भैया तो सब कर लेते हैं, बाकी लोग तो अपने बच्चे को उठाने से भी डरते हैं. And I'm like, तो फिर वो bond कैसे करते हैं? Because I feel like my husband bonded with my daughter so well because he was doing everything for her, and she kind of like recognizes that he's her safe space, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you.
So I really think कि जितना टाइम भी होता है, जितनी एक मदर को केयर करनी चाहिए, उतनी उससे ज़्यादा एक हस्बैंड को करनी चाहिए, क्योंकि उसने मदर की भी और बेबी की भी केयर करनी होती है. सो लाइक ऑल द हस्बैंड्स शुड टेक ऑफ फ्रॉम देयर लाइक वर्क. एंड
आप सोचो कि पैटर्निटी जैसे मैटर्निटी लीव होती है, वैसे पैटर्निटी लीव्स भी होती है, एंड इंडिया में आई डोंट थिंक इट इज वेरी कॉमन.
इट्स नॉट वेरी कॉमन, बट होनी चाहिए. इट शुड बी वेरी कॉमन, लाइक इट शुड बी अ थिंग.
And I agree totally with you, because I would say there's a shift in what our fathers used to be and
Versus
what my
yes.
husband's, well, like our generation is. Like millennial fathers, I think there's a shift which has come in, and our kids would adapt to it, because they are now stepping up to do a lot of things for their
Exactly.
daughters. They're doing a lot of things for their partners, because
Right.
and I agree with you. My husband also has been, I think, the biggest driving force for me to recover very well. Why? He took over my son, like my daughter, especially after the second one. First के साथ तो चलो we were only 3 people and he was taking care. मैं joint family में रहती हूँ, and everybody was there. Especially after the second one, because now we have one child who would feel as if she's neglected. And then there's one more child to whom we have to love the same way we have loved the first one. So he literally took over my daughter as if, कि मैं ही हूँ इसका करता धरता है, मेरे को ही करना है सब कुछ इसका.
It's such a blessing.
It is a blessing. And I think a lot of my friends' husbands have also, I see the same thing in them, and I see the same thing in my brothers, and I see a lot of men adapting
Stepping up.
and stepping up, which is, I think, the most amazing thing that can happen in any woman's life,
Yeah,
right?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I think जैसे पता है honestly you need your husband at in those like 40 days
Oh my
also.
God, I have a story to tell you on this.
Tell me. Please tell me. Please tell
So I
me.
was always thinking that, whoever asked me this, because this is so much in my head कि यार ये कैसे हो सकता है? So there's one of our very good friends, and everybody has their 40-day tradition in the house. Like,
Yeah.
I think Punjabi families are not too restrictive, but there are,
या इंडियन फैमिलीज में होता है
Yeah.
मतलब कि सब इंडियन फैमिलीज में 40 डेज के लिए कहते हैं कि नहीं बाहर नहीं जाना ये नहीं करना वो नहीं
yeah. And then my friend, she was not supposed to go out of the room also, and not be with the husband also. Yeah. So that made me realize that, oh my God, what kind of mindset, like not mindset, mental pressure she's going through. One, she cannot talk with the husband properly because you need that bonding time with the family, with the child, with your husband at that time.
why?
Traditions.
That's like preparing someone for postpartum depression. That's like setting
Altogether.
the bed for postpartum depression, right?
Yeah. So they were not allowed to be in the same room. The child was in the room, the mother was in the room all day. खाना भी उसको वहीं देते थे, ना बाहर नहीं आना है. And restrictive 40 days. I'm like, yeah, you can't even have a breather out of that child. मतलब you need a time out from that child also. कितना बार आप breast feed करोगे, उसको सुलाओगे, फिर breast feed करोगे, फिर उसको सुलाओगे. मतलब
That's very sad because I feel like फिर आपकी वो frustration बच्चे पे निकलेगी कि
that's true.
I'm not able to go out because of the child like this. Why did I do this to myself? Like I'm sure she would not want to have a second child just because of this. 40
She doesn't.
I, it's mental torture. It is literally mental torture. You're going through so much. I feel like okay. I feel like बहुत ज़्यादा लोग भी नहीं आने चाहिए आपके घर क्योंकि वो भी एक
Initially तो नहीं यार. I think this, you throw a party for the child, but you don't have a plan for the mother who is healing out of postpartum, which is the biggest flaw. And I've had, मेरी family में हुई है कि बच्चे की पार्टी रखी है 13 days पे. I'm like, what is happening to that mother who is the 13 days postpartum yaar?
yeah, she still has to come out with a smile.
Smile, she's bleeding and she's like maybe bleeding too heavy.
Exactly.
And you don't know. And she is to breastfeed that child and she's not slept and she has the pressure कि मेरे घर में इतने लोग आ गए.
Yeah.
And I have to be happy and go out and
I feel like that's not okay. Like I know that now when my friends have babies, I'm like, take your time. I'm not gonna be like, I wanna come see the baby. Because I know how it feels. If you have guests coming in after every like few days, you're gonna be exhausted.
absolutely.
Like it's just even though they're there because they're happy, they're there because they want to celebrate, but I feel like all these relatives should understand that it's the mother's time and the mother needs time to just rest. And instead of telling her not to go out, they should not come in for those 40 days.
And I believe all these relatives need to understand that you do not have to give your attendance at the hospital on the day of delivery.
Oh my god.
It is not needed.
It's not
And I think thank you for inviting me on this podcast, like saying it out loud. So people understand that it is inviting the kid with like infections and the mother who is healing. She has open wounds right now and she is miserable right now. I remember me, oh my God, I can't even think of being going to the washroom and being a lot, conscious that there are so many people in my room. I am bleeding right now and I want to go to the washroom and come back and I'm uncomfortable. And they're like people in my room. And I want to breastfeed my child. I want to just, bond and, skin to skin and stuff. And then people won't go. And then they would give their own opinions and you have.
Oh
my God, don't start on that.
That is like the worst thing. I know that all the mothers, all the mother-in-laws, all you guys, you have a lot of experience. We get it. But can you let us take our own journey, please? We know that you are more experienced. You have all of these things that you want to tell us, all these things that we can do. But I feel like everybody needs to be patient enough to just let the mother learn by herself from her experiences instead of being like इसको ना तो ऐसे पकड़ इसको ना तो ऐसे कर ये ना तो ऐसे कर and I just want to say कि वो help नहीं होती है. That is the kind of stuff that makes you like irritated,
frustrate a little extra, yeah.
frustrated. And I know that they're coming from a good place. Nobody is doubting their intentions. But just for 1 minute, you need to put yourself out of the picture and say that, okay, she's a new mother. She has to do this herself. She's going to learn from her own experiences. एक तो सब Indian parents को अपने बच्चे गलती करते नहीं दिखते चाहिए. That is a big problem. मतलब वो नहीं चाहते कि उनके बच्चे गलती करें, but उनको सीखना पड़ेगा that वो गलती कर कर ही सीखेंगे.
I agree with that.
आई फील लाइक पोस्टपार्टम बहुत लोग विजिट करते हैं आपको, एंड आई फील लाइक कभी कभी तो लोग अपना पोस्टपार्टम डिटेक्ट भी नहीं कर पाते हैं क्योंकि वो इतने बिजी हो जाते हैं इन लाइक अदर थिंग्स दैट दे डोंट हैव द टाइम टू इवन सिट एंड think about how they're feeling about themselves, for themselves. And what are some points that you think women miss about postpartum when they're going through it, that they think that it's okay, ये तो हो जाता है, ये तो normal है.
हाँ, I think more than women know, their family members should know about it.
Yeah,
Because they are the one who are dealing with everything, like
Right.
looking at them every day. So if there is a difference between like a baby blue,
yes,
which everybody has, like mostly
Yeah.
everybody would have for
Right.
a few weeks, like 1 or 2 weeks.
Yeah,
But
but
any-
what is the difference between baby blues and
Baby blues is
postpartum?
like थोड़ा जैसे ना PMS चल रहा है, बट थोड़ा सा इंटेंस PMS. बस यू वुड से दैट कि हाँ इरिटेबल हो रही है, बात बात पे चिढ़ रही है, एंड फटीग लेवल्स तो होते ही हैं यार उस टाइम पे. एंड इट्स लाइक ठीक है, मतलब आई एम ट्राइंग टू कनेक्ट, एंड यू नो दैट इरिटेबिलिटी इज देयर. सो वो आई वुड जस्ट कंसिडर दैट कि PMS का थोड़ा एक्स्ट्रा
Exaggerated
boosted
PMS.
version है. But then when you have postpartum depression, अब डिप्रेशन समझते लोग को लगता है कि यार ये तो
Sad होएगी.
सैड पागल हो गई है, या ऐसे क्यों बिहेव कर रही है ना. तो दैट इज़ वेयर यू नीड टू एड्रेस इट, कि ये जब इसका बिहेवियर चेंज हो गया, यू हैव टू एड्रेस इट. वन, postpartum depression would be like a delayed baby blue intensified 10x. कुछ symptoms ऐसे होते हैं, जैसे जैसे harming your baby is one of the biggest sign actually of this, that you just cannot tolerate that kid, and you're just like कि यार इसको ले जाओ यहाँ से. You don't bond with that child pretty well. And then you're weeping and crying unconsolably. मतलब you want to be isolated all the time. Fatigue levels high. You're not sleeping anyways, but fatigue levels are so high that you start feeling drained all day. You don't want to talk with anybody. Nobody wants to come. Like, you don't want anybody to come close to you, or just be around you also. Though isolation is something you look out for. And that is where it becomes a little concerning. People think कि मैंने ऐसे भी केसेस सुने हैं कि घर छोड़ के भाग गई, सड़क पे भाग गई. हाँ, and literally this has happened. And these are very big signs of postpartum depression, that मैं घर छोड़ के चली जाऊंगी, मैं जा रही हूँ और चली भी गई. And then people need to realize that she needs help. She is going through a major transition, and this जो इसका neural बैलेंस है ना, वो हिल गया है अभी, बिकॉज ऑफ ऑब्वियसली नॉट बीइंग एबल टू स्लीप. स्ट्रेस है, रेस्ट नहीं मिल रहा है, एंड मोस्टली
आइडेंटिटी शॉक है, बहुत कुछ है, बॉडी इमेज इश्यूज.
एंड ये आप सोचो कि ये स्ट्रेस इंड्यूस्ड और फटीग इंड्यूस्ड चीज़ है जो एड्रेस करी जा सकती है एंड नहीं करी जाती है. एंड पीपल कैन बी ऑफर्ड हेल्प एंड दे आर नॉट ऑफर्ड हेल्प, जस्ट दे आर एक्सपेक्टेड टू हील आउट ऑफ इट ऑन इट्स ओन. बट वही है कि फैमिली मेम्बर्स आर द पीपल हु नीड टू हेल्प आइडेंटिफाई.
उल्टा आई थिंक फैमिली मेंबर्स कैन बी लाइक, ये ऐसे क्यों एक्ट कर रही है, इसको क्या हो गया है, इतना क्या हो गया,
हमारे
हमने भी तो बच्चे किए हैं.
हमने तो नहीं किया ऐसे. बट दे हैड देयर ओन वेज. उनका घर में काम इतना ज़्यादा होता था, उनकी फ्रस्ट्रेशन हमारे पे निकलती थी वैसे.
एग्जैक्टली, या
Right? So we all know, I think all millennial kids would know that
मम्मियों
our
की
kids, our parents have had their share of sharing their frustration on us.
Yeah.
Right? So we don't want to do that to our kids. And I think
We're finding out ways to like
to
spread our stress out in a way that we don't pour it out on our children. What role do you think nutrition plays in postpartum? You think it can help?
yes, very big. Because अभी हमारी जो फिजियोलॉजी है ना, वो बॉडी की चेंज हुई है. हम मतलब डिलीवरी के बाद there's a lot of blood loss, blood volume loss. आप समझो मसल्स दैट हैव स्वेट spread out so much, bones that are spread out, relaxin hormone, and it's like kept your body loose and to bring the baby out. And there are this tissue healing happening, muscle healing happening. तो बहुत मतलब कुछ चीज़ें हैं they should be like non-negotiable at that, and at this time at least, that people should not avoid.
Okay, so tell me, what are 5 foods that women should not miss after delivering a baby?
It's okay. So when we understand about our bodies, समझो कि we are trying to come back. We need recovery. We need recovery food, right? So really important at this point are some things that women normally tend to miss out. So protein intake is something we really press on a little because यहाँ tissue recovery की बात हो रही है, muscle recovery की बात हो रही है. So protein really is the most important aspect, and in terms of breastfeeding also, to have a good supply of breast milk, protein intake we kind of push. मैं तो कई लोगों को डरा के भी कहती हूँ डायस्टिसिस नहीं मिलेगा आपका, प्रोटीन इंटेक पूरा करो अपना, राइट? सो मसल बिल्डिंग यार, बिल्डिंग ब्लॉक्स ऑफ आवर सेल्स की प्रोटीन इज नीडेड. एंड देन वी हैव ओमेगास, क्योंकि नाउ ब्रेन हेल्थ is getting affected, so we need good fats. Omegas play a very big role. देखो नॉन वेजिटेरियंस के लिए तो इट्स अ लिटिल इजियर, वो फैटी फिश खाते हैं तो इट्स मैनेजेबल हो जाता है. बट वेजिटेरियंस के लिए वही प्रॉब्लम है दैट कितना फ्लैक्सीड खा लोगे, कितना वॉलनट खा लोगे, यू विल हैव टू गो इन फॉर अ ओमेगा, हाँ, सप्लीमेंट. सो दैट इज समथिंग.
तो बट जैसे फ्लैक्सीड ऑयल होता है और
सी वी वो है ना, फिर वो डोजेजेस में अगर it's again a supplement, no? So you'll have to have that ample dosages to complete through the day. And then we have what else? Carbs. Please don't miss out on your carbs, because वो एक source of energy है जो आपको पूरा दिन sustain रखेगा for that breastfeeding. Because breastfeeding आपकी calories burn करता है बहुत ज़्यादा, 500 calories mostly. अगर आप full time breastfeeding mother हो तो 500 to 700 calories भी in a day. And imagine if you're not fulfilling it with food, you're always hungry, and baby will take that nutrition from your body no matter what, and it's gonna just take all the nutrition and keep a mother depleted of nutrition. So calorie अपना carbs आपको sustained energy के लिए चाहिए. Do not miss out. Do not think about weight loss at least for the first 3 months when you are recovering, right? And 3 hydration, tissues की hydration, healing, overall constipation aid करना है, पानी का इंटेक.
आई थिंक वो ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग में भी
ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग के लिए बहुत ज़्यादा, राइट? सो वाटर इज अ बेस ऑफ ब्लड एंड ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग, राइट? सो मिल्क का एंड कैल्शियम, बिकॉज अभी कैल्शियम की नीड्स. सो
एनी अदर सप्लीमेंट्स दैट आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट?
आई थिंक यही है मेजर. until unless zinc is also sometimes recommended by doctors. And you should not just start on your own. Always talk with your doctor before.
And do like blood tests.
And yeah, it should not be just like किसी ने बोल दिया तो मैंने ले लिया. वैसे भी आपको विटामिन डी और कैल्शियम आयरन तो डॉक्टर इनिशियली देते हैं. उसके अलावा आयरन रिच फूड्स, अपने कार्ब सोर्सेज एंड वाटर का ध्यान रखना बहुत जरूरी है.
Yeah, I feel like you were talking about carbs. And I think so a lot of mothers, what they do is they think कि अच्छा अब हमने weight gain तो कर लिया है, ये सब हो गया है, so they go on crash diets and they like start dieting. They're like हाँ हम प्रोटीन खा रहे हैं but we're feeding, so carbs नहीं खाएंगे तो चलेगा.
नहीं चलेगा यार, नहीं चलेगा. You imagine there, I think I have experienced it, you might have also experienced it. After every breastfeeding session you feel so hungry or so thirsty. एंड यू ऑलवेज, मेरे को तो ये हो रहा था कि आई वॉज ऑलवेज ऑन द लुकआउट कि मैं खाना कब खाऊंगी, मुझे भूख लग रही है. एंड दिस हैपेंस इनिशियली, टू बी ऑनेस्ट, बहुत ज़्यादा, क्योंकि एट दैट टाइम यू आर स्टिल योर ब्रेस्ट मिल्क इज कमिंग एंड यू आर स्टिल क्रिएटिंग दैट सप्लाई डिमांड विद योर चाइल्ड. बट देन जो एक सस्टेन, जैसे मैंने बोला ना, सस्टेन्ड एनर्जी का सोर्स है वो आपके कार्ब्स ही हैं. प्रोटीन इज नॉट गोना गिव यू द सेम अमाउंट ऑफ एनर्जी विच इज नीडेड रेडिली as carbs would
to
do.
make the breast
to break the breast milk also. So this is the source. And protein का fat की combination से breast milk बनता है, ऐसा तो है नहीं कि सिर्फ एक source से बन रहा है. I remember very clearly, people coming after my first one in the hospital itself. I like first baby के बाद क्या ही पता होता है, आपको कुछ नहीं पता होता है कि कैसे बच्चे को पकड़ना है, फीड करना है, या what is the best time and how many whatever intervals and whatever it is, the entire jargon of breastfeeding a little one. So people coming to me like, you have a lot of milk, only then your milk will come. I was like, है? मतलब मेरे को तो milk पसंद भी नहीं है यार. But I can't even bear the smell of, milk. I'm like, okay, I will try. And then, somebody is like, तू पंजीरियाँ खा, तू पंजीरियाँ खाएगी तभी दूध आएगा. Like, okay, I will do that. And I ended up gaining a lot of weight postpartum, to be honest, in the first one. क्योंकि मुझे ऐसा लगा था कि, अब तो बेबी चला गया, अब तो मेरा weight drop हो जाएगा. But then, all these things and, my mother overfeeding me and though my mother-in-law never forced me to have all these things because she herself did not have it.
Same.
So,
Same.
so my mother was like, you eat panjiri every day. You should send me a picture of you eating panjiri every day. I was like, okay.
क्योंकि उससे दूध ज्यादा आएगा.
हाँ,
Same like even my mother-in-law, she didn't like do any of this, and I was so happy. I feel like she was very supportive.
Same. My mother was very supportive. She's like, मैंने नहीं ये सब खाया, ये सब मेरे को नहीं पसंद था, तो मैं तुम्हें भी नहीं फोर्स कर. तुम अंडे खाओ, तुम चिकन खाओ. मैं कहा हाँ ठीक है.
And can I tell you something personally? When I had heard कि हाँ दूध ज़्यादा पियो तो दूध ज़्यादा बनेगा. Even the doctor told me कि you should have milk. But I said I'm not going. It doesn't feel right to my body, and I'm not going to do this. So, and my child is going to turn 1 year, and I'm still breastfeeding my child. Not only breastfeeding my child, but I'm fine without having any milk at all, without having any eggs, without having any milk, and I'm perfectly okay. So I feel like everybody needs to like listen to their own body instead of listening to like पिन्नी खा लो, ये खा लो, वो खा लो,
I
घी
think
खा लो.
ऐसे काफी myths हैं in the first
है ना?
40 days that people.
Huh. So what do you think? Do you think it's a good idea to have all of these traditional things like pinnies and a lot of milk and a lot of ghee? Does that really help in breast milk production? And does it help? How good or bad is it for your body?
See, I would say we definitely have room for all these things also.
Yeah.
Traditionally.
Yeah.
क्योंकि जैसे मेरी मदर है, उन्होंने गोंद के लड्डू बनाए. थोड़ा बहुत they do help in getting the
Yes.
body back to what it was, and they're medically helping you to heal.
Right.
And then you can imagine them as small ball of energies
Right.
that can be utilized when you don't have enough time to eat. Specifically when you have that little child in your hand. It's like, ठीक है आपका एक लड्डू जितने भी यार 200-300 कैलोरीज का बन जाए. It's like a snack which you should eat. But then overdoing is something we don't want to do because they're like
Exactly.
high in fats and overall calorie का जो वो ball है, it's good amount of calories. So that's why always try to keep a room for them and not ignore it because sometimes their likings. मुझे बहुत अच्छी लगती थी पंजीरी. But then it was just you would say placed in a way that I would eat it between my meals. So that एक चलो अपनी हिस्से अपने मन का जो भी खाना है whatever you
Yeah.
like eating, you can just have it in that portion and that's fine, you're done with it. Move on. Have your next meal. However. But then इनके हैं I would say there is always a space for these things in moderation. If you just rely on them and thinking कि चल ये छोटी सी बॉल कितना ही harm करेगी, you will end up having the 3 से 4 से 5 and it's like क्योंकि उस टाइम पे hunger levels are high. I will not deny because आपको ऐसी भूख लगेगी that you've never had in your life ever. During breastfeeding time, you're always hungry, you're always sick. Oh, sorry, you're always thirsty. You're not sleeping. Sleep की वजह से भी there is a lot of trigger for hunger through the day. And then you like मुझे खाना है, मुझे breastfeed के लिए बच्चे को खिलाने के लिए भी खाना है. And then वही है वो ना myth शुरू हो जाती है eat for two वाली. So I don't think we really need extra calories. We just need 500 extra calories. अब 500 extra calories कितनी होती है यार? एक पिन्नी ले लो और एक दूध का ग्लास ले लो या for example, and एक पिन्नी ले लो या फिर एक साथ में you can just have a fruit or something. So I think that is the extra calorie part done, sorted.
Yeah, because people say कि नहीं तुझे तो ज़्यादा खाना चाहिए. You're breastfeeding. You should still eat for 2 people. That child is still dependent on you for their food. So you have to eat a lot.
Our body stores a lot of fat. If people don't understand why do we gain so much of weight during pregnancy, is because it is prepping for breastfeeding. We are storing a lot of fat for breastfeeding. मतलब 1-1.5 किलो तो we are just storing कि क्राइसिस भी आ जाए ना, खाना भी ना मिले तो बच्चे को दूध मिलना चाहिए. So that is why that fat storage is in our body.
But we keep putting ghee so that we become more fat, and then all that fat is all like on the arms, on the thighs.
See, ghee and all these traditional things that people do, they have their space. Good fats do they have their space. Hormonal production भी चाहिए क्योंकि यार body is going through a lot of recovery mode at the moment. So we need hormonal support as well. So but वही है ना, moderation is something we have to understand.
एग्जैक्टली एंड आई फील लाइक जैसे पिन्नी हम बोल देते हैं बट वो पिन्नी किस चीज़ की बनी हुई है ऑल्सो रियली मैटर्स. जैसे अगर वो फ्लैक्स सीड्स, अलसी सीड्स, chia seeds, all these like all the
See,
nuts
all the
and
goods and
seeds,
seeds,
pumpkin
हाँ.
seeds. अगर वो उसकी बनी हुई है then of course it's like a superfood. You should definitely have it, right? But what do you think of the pinni? Like that is made of atta and all those other things like store bought pinnis. People also do have
I
those.
normally prefer कि आप घर पे ही अगर बना सकते हो तो it's fine. Atta and a mix of all the whatever flour you want to use. People do go ragi, people can go whatever flour they prefer. So, besan या जो भी है, it is needed because ये carb sources हैं जो wholesome हैं and they would give you that energy we need,
Right.
combined with ये सारे seeds and nuts which are good fats. It's like giving you sustained energy for sustaining this prolonged period of breastfeeding. So ये sustained energy हमें चाहिए. And this is a good combination to have, to be honest, with what I believe. And agar if you pair it up with a good protein, like with this pinny, and you have a good protein source, for example, Greek yogurt le liya saath mein, ya if you're okay taking protein supplements and stuff, it is a wholesome meal in itself, and a breastfeeding mother needs it because blood sugar spiking se bhi you would feel hunger crashes every now and then. So it's a good thing to have, like a combination and a mini meal after. जैसे अपने लंच के लिए और डिनर के बीच में यू फील हंग्री, दिस मिनी मील एक्चुअली हेल्प्स यू सस्टेन थ्रू हंगर एंड ऑल दोज ब्लड शुगर स्पाइकिंग थ्रू. कैलोरी इनटेक है जो सिर्फ आपको ध्यान रखना. इफ यू आर ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग, फुल टाइम ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग मदर, 500 एक्स्ट्रा कैलोरीज आपको लेनी ही पड़ेंगी टू मीट द डिमांड.
तो टोटल कितनी लेनी होती है? 500 तो एक्स्ट्रा लेनी होती है. लाइक व्हाट इज द
बेसिक कैलकुलेशन के हिसाब से व्हाट वी डू इज, जैसे हम BMR और TD कैलकुलेट करते हैं ना, जैसे किसी का क्या बेस लेवल कैलोरी इनटेक होता है अकॉर्डिंग टू देयर करंट एक्टिविटी लेवल्स, उसके ऊपर वी हैव टू गिव एक्स्ट्रा 500. क्योंकि नॉर्मली इफ आई गो टू कैलकुलेट फॉर अ फुल टाइम ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग मदर तो उसकी 2300 और 2500 कैलोरीज आराम से जाती हैं एंड दे ईट इट. मतलब उनको उतनी भूख लगती है और लगनी भी चाहिए फॉर ब्रेस्ट मिल्क.
एंड आई फील लाइक दो तरह के लोग होते हैं. या तो लोग ऐसे चलते हैं कि मतलब हाँ लाइक वी हैव टू ब्रेस्ट फीड सो वी हैव टू डू ऑल दीज पिन्नीज, घी, मिल्क एंड ऑल दिस. एंड देन देयर आर लाइक women who are like, hold on, I have given birth, I am like in the worst shape of my life, so मुझे बहुत जल्दी weight lose करना है. You know what I mean? मतलब फिर वो जिम जाते हैं, एक्सरसाइज बहुत जल्दी शुरू कर देते हैं, वॉक करनी स्टार्ट कर देते हैं, 20,000 स्टेप्स कर रहे होते हैं. What would you want to say about that? How early should you actually start exercising postpartum?
So, okay, in this entire conversation, there was a phase where we were discussing, weeks postpartum.
Yeah.
So, right, I would just want to make women understand कि ये week by week जो recovery चल रही है, there are a lot of things you can do at this time slowly, and then maybe help yourself as per whatever your circumstances with the kid, household help, and your energy levels also. So like first 2 weeks you absolutely do nothing, just rest please, nothing. Don't even think कि मेरी body में क्या हो गया है या जो भी है, because that is where again the transition phase is happening, your uterus is shrinking back. You don't want to overload it with anything means anything, because we don't want to increase the blood flow of look या जो भी
First 2 weeks, I think you should just be like, I am proud of myself. I've given birth. I'm proud of myself. I've gone through this. It's such a shock to your body, like whether you deliver naturally or C-section. मतलब
it's लोगों को लगता है ना that I think we should do this one topic on C-section versus vaginal delivery. I want to be very open about the recovery aspect of that also.
Yeah.
So I'll just complete this one. So first 2 weeks, just try not to do anything. Let your tissues recover. Let your muscles come back. Let your uterus come back. Just try to feel sane in that timeline, because उसी time milk आने वाला है, उसी time बच्चा feed के लिए ज़्यादा डिमांड करेगी. यू आर हैव टू एस्टैब्लिश दैट ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग विद द चाइल्ड एंड द बॉन्डिंग विद दैट चाइल्ड इन द फर्स्ट 2-3 वीक्स. एंड वो सबसे हार्डेस्ट फेज ऑफ एनी बडीज लाइफ हो सकता है. तो थिंक है दैट टाइम, ओ मुझे तो स्टेप्स करने चाहिए, ओ मुझे तो कुछ करना चाहिए, अभी तो कुछ नहीं करना चाहिए. जस्ट स्टिक टू resting, be on the bed if you want to, just relax. And uske baad, since we are now holding the child too much in the front and breastfeeding and jhuk rahe hain and all that, that is the time you want to start a little bit of breath work, not too forceful कि हम बहुत जोर जोर से एक्सहेल कर रहे हैं, abdomen को स्क्वीज करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. You just need to reconnect, proper deep inhales and just relaxed exhales so that you just know what is happening in your body. And धीरे धीरे you just start doing a bit of mobility work. Though you have had a C-section or vaginal, दोनों में apply होता है. Mobility work you will have to, because again you're having too much of stiffness in the mid back and your posture has gone for a toss during pregnancy. वो तो it's like you're a whole new body now versus what you were. And then that is the time you would just start dheere dheere a bit of breath work, reconnecting your deep core muscles and working on mobility part. That's it. I think उतना ही कर पाओगे. The 20 minutes भी नहीं मिलेंगे आपको करने के लिए. So those 10 minutes, whatever you can take out and work on walking a little bit. Because काफ़ी लोगों को लगता है ना वो बेड रेस्ट मेंटालिटी होती है कि सी सेक्शन हुआ तो हमें तो बेड रेस्ट करना चाहिए.
करेक्ट.
दैट इज एक्चुअली एक टर्मिनोलॉजी होती है मसल एट्रोफी, जिसमें मसल्स का साइज छोटा हो जाता है. तो सी सेक्शन मदर्स आर मोर प्रोन टू हैविंग इट बिकॉज ना उनकी अब्डोमिनल वॉल की सर्जरी हुई है, राइट. सो दे हैव वेरी वीक अब्डोमिनल वॉल. तो उसकी वजह से द बैक मसल्स आर गोना डू द एंटायर वर्क टू कीप योर स्पाइन स्ट्रेट. तो वो ऐसा है कि आपके मसल्स, अगर आप जितना ज़्यादा रेस्ट कर रहे हो, मतलब मैं ये नहीं कह रही कि भाई 10,000 स्टेप्स करने शुरू कर दो, बट जितना ज़्यादा यू लाइंग डाउन ऑन योर बैक, यू नॉट यूजिंग योर मसल्स, यू विल हैव टू कीप मूविंग अराउंड धीरे 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 धीरे, लाइक 100 स्टेप्स का बिल्डअप एवरी डे. 100 स्टेप्स.
हाँ, मुझे भी जब आई रिमेम्बर मुझे भी डॉक्टर ने बोला था ऑन द डे ऑफ माई सी सेक्शन ओनली ही केम एंड सेड यू कैन
walk
walk
because that is the best mode of blood
like
flow
yeah
in the entire body and mobility.
yeah
जितना ज़्यादा मोबाइल होगे उतने मसल्स would start adapting and वो adhesions and scarring of the tissues would be less because you're moving more.
correct I remember how उसने मुझे बोला था कि first day you just walk from your bed to your door till the door of the room, like the hospital room. Then the second day you walk like a little bit in the corridor, and the third day you take like 2 rounds in the corridor. So
Yeah, that is how you have to build up. Right? तो वो build up के बाद धीरे धीरे you build up on that only. धीरे धीरे you start doing a few more steps and a few more steps. And then I would say around 6 weeks mark where you start feeling normal. काफ़ी लोगों को green signal भी मिल जाता है
हाँ,
with the doctor कि अब आप कुछ कर सकते हो. कुछ का मतलब ये नहीं होता कि भाई जाके जिम ज्वाइन कर लो. मतलब अब है आपका रिहैब का पार्ट, बिकॉज दिस रिहैब इज समथिंग विच इज नॉट ग्लोरिफाइड इनफ ऑन सोशल मीडिया ऑल्सो, बिकॉज दिस रिहैब इज गोना, मतलब वो तो ब्रेक थ्रू पॉइंट होता है कि अब आपकी लाइफ में आपकी रिकवरी कैसे होने वाली है. ये वाला पार्ट डिसाइड करता है. बिकॉज नाउ इफ यू स्टार्ट डूइंग द राइट थिंग्स, you start learning about what is diaphragmatic breathing, what is pressure control, what is you understanding how deep core activations work, क्योंकि यहीं से आपकी entire body की healing होने वाली है, to be honest.
बट पता है nobody takes this seriously क्योंकि सबको लगता है हाँ breath work से क्या ही हो जाएगा, ऐसे
It is so boring.
सांस लेके क्या ही हो जाएगा. इट इज सो बोरिंग. ऑनेस्टली मुझे भी लगता था आई एम नॉट इट्स नॉट टू लॉन्ग अगो. इट्स ऑनेस्टली फ्रॉम पेजेस लाइक योर्स दैट आई फाउंड आउट दैट ओ लाइक दिस इज इम्पॉर्टेंट एंड आई वाज लाइक ओके मे बी आई शुड जस्ट गिव इट अ
I
ट्राई.
think breath work को तो वैसे भी underrate इसलिए किया जाता है because it's something you just have to lie down and do,
हाँ
right? And it's like you're not sweating and you're
Yeah.
not कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है, मतलब you don't feel कि visually कुछ फर्क पड़ेगा. But honestly बताऊँ मैं, this is the one of the biggest things women don't understand. It is going to bring you back into parasympathetic nervous system also, क्योंकि आप stress में जी रहे हो literally in the first few months postpartum. You're just in stress, and what is going to bring you back is that proper functioning of your diaphragm at that
Yeah.
time. And अगर आप इसको restore कर लोगे ना at this time, one, your stress would be manageable. Second, you would see better changes in lesser time. And वो नहीं सोचते हैं लाइक यार क्या ही हो जाएगा, क्या ही हो जाएगा.
बिकॉज nobody thinks कि बिकॉज ये सर्जरी सबकी होती है ना, या तो नेचुरल या सी सेक्शन, वट एवर, एवरीबडी गोज थ्रू इट. तो किसी को ये नहीं लगता कि हमें इससे रिकवर होना है. nobody thinks कि रिकवरी करनी है. सबको लगता है हाँ सबने किया हम भी कर लेंगे, हमारा भी वेट लॉस हो जाएगा. बट आई फील लाइक what द माइंड सेट दैट नीड्स टू गेट कल्टिवेटेड इज़ कि ये बहुत बड़ी सर्जरी है, और जैसे आप फिजियो के लिए जाते हो ना, वैसे ही इसके लिए रिहैब भी बहुत
बहुत
इम्पॉर्टेंट
ज़्यादा
है.
ज़रूरी है. एंड आई थिंक पीपल, आई वुड से, क्योंकि उनको दिख रहा है कि उनकी ACL की वो टीयरिंग हुई है, मुझे डॉक्टर ने ब्रेस लगा दिया है, मुझे डॉक्टर ने ये करने को बोला है, वो करने को बोला है, मेरा पूरा प्लान बनाया फिजियो ने. ऐसा प्लान यू नीड टू हैव इन प्लेस फॉर योर सेल्फ, बिकॉज स्पेशली सी सेक्शन डिलीवरी के बाद इट इज़ अ मेजर सर्जरी, इट इज़ अ मेजर इंटरवेंशन ऑन, लाइक आप सोचो कितने लेयर्स तो आप कट के बच्चा निकल रहा है, यूट्रस वो आपका वापस स्टिचअप हो रहा है, एंड देन ऑल द लेयर्स अबव इट आर गेटिंग स्टिच्ड अप, एंड योर abdominal वॉल इज गेटिंग स्टिच्ड अप, एंड यू हैव literally so less tension in the abdominal wall after that you have to regenerate it. ऐसा नहीं है नहीं कि अब आपने बाइसेप को कर्ल किया और आपकी मसल टोन आ गई है, वो नहीं होने वाला है.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, people take their other surgeries so seriously because they think, oh, it's such a big surgery. But I think this is one of the biggest shocks slash surgeries you could ever have. And no one really takes it seriously. No one thinks that they need to recover. They just, they don't focus on healing and recovering. They just focus on, like, going back and like just getting back in shape. This is something that like your body has gone through. And I feel like you need to give yourself the most love at this time. You know how you spoke about, oh, like putting a
Brace
around your knee? I remember when I was in the hospital itself gave me like a waist binder. So is that something that is helpful, or you think that it's like it doesn't help too much?
I think that it can be helpful at a point, because initially, especially after a C-section, when you have that, hanging belly already, and now you can imagine it like a punctured balloon, right? It's just loose and flaccid, and now there is a surgery scar on it. So initial phases, like the first 2 weeks, it can just give a bit of support. Ki chalo, the skin is hanging, the muscles are hanging, you can just give it a bit of support. But that too, it should be comfortable, no? Because C-sections ke saath, it's like ki aapka scar itself is a little sensitive, and a lot of people don't prefer binding at that point. So I would say it's just a help, external help that people can rely on. But our human bodies have its own inbuilt corset, which is a muscle which is called the transverse abdominis, जो बिल्कुल ही हमारे spine के इर्द गिर्द है. So you don't really need to have a binder for the rest of your life, because a lot of people just rely on it for recovery. It is not going to heal your belly automatically, or muscles automatically. You have to work to
build the muscle.
हाँ, build it, strengthen it.
क्योंकि इंडिया में वो कहते हैं पेट बांधना विद दुपट्टा और एनीथिंग, और बहुत सारे लोग रेकमेंड भी करते हैं, मतलब सो इट्स
It's a thing, and I've seen a lot of Instagram पे तो आजकल, oh my god, ऐसी series, like though it has its benefit, but not for the like all the 40 days you want to wear it. Initial phases में yes, but then work on getting your muscles strengthened again. We can't rely on it, because एक बहुत बड़ी problem है इससे जो शुरू होती है, people don't realize it, is that there is a lot of pressure redistribution happening, because you're now squeezing, for example, you're squeezing a balloon from the middle. There's the pressure distribution happening. So when you talk about binding your abdomen, ठीक है, you can do it, but then do not rely on it, because there is a pressure going in the pelvic floor which is healing. And वो tissues भी तो recover हो रहे हैं. You're not like सिर्फ abdomen पे effect हुआ है. There is a pelvic floor issue going on as well. दो C-section के साथ भी it might not feel as if कि कुछ तो नहीं हुआ, pelvic floor stretch तो नहीं हुआ. But we have had women who have had like emergency C-sections after dilating 10 centimeters. So right. So imagine those pelvic floor muscles have been stretched so to that extent, and then you had a C-section. So why do you want to not let that part heal just because your abdomen is out? Right? So you do not want to brace it too hard. If you want to brace it initially, that's fine, but brace it in a way that you can breathe in.
I think सब चीज़ों की एक वेटेज होती है ना रिकवरी
Absolutely,
में।
हाँ।
मतलब आप सिर्फ एक चीज़ करके आप ऐसे नहीं कर सकते कि मैंने बेली बाइंडिंग कर ली तो मुझे कोर रिहैब की ज़रूरत नहीं है, मैंने कोर रिहैब कर लिया तो मुझे डाइट की ज़रूरत नहीं है। आई फील लाइक इतने सारे एस्पेक्ट्स होते हैं पोस्टपार्टम रिकवरी के कि इफ़ यू इग्नोर इवन वन you're probably like losing out on.
Absolutely. I agree with you because this is what I have seen, and this mindset that you're talking about is normally very common to be seen after first pregnancy because बहुत सारे लोगों की अपने आप like they come back to normal shape after first pregnancy. बहुत कम लोग हैं, मतलब there are good percentages of women who've had abdominal separations and you know all those hanging belly problems after the first, but I've normally seen जितने भी मैंने आज तक केसेस देखे हैं कि इनिशियल फर्स्ट प्रेगनेंसी के बाद दे फील ओके, द बेली इज लुकिंग ओके एंड दे माइट नॉट इवन हैव अ लॉट ऑफ पेल्विक फ्लोर प्रॉब्लम्स इन द फर्स्ट, बट स्पेशली उनको ऐसा लगता है कि हाँ वी लुक ओके एंड वी डोंट नीड anything else.
support, yeah.
But then when they get into the second pregnancy they might have not worked towards you know healing. उनको लगा चलो वॉक कर लेते हैं, काफ़ी ऐसे भी होते हैं ना लोग, they're not into fitness per se, right? So they don't do a lot about it, and then as soon as they recover out of the second, bam, it's like what has happened to my body, and like this is not something which is built up today, it is a build up from past.
हाँ, और ऐसा एक माइंडसेट भी है कि आफ्टर यू हैव गिवन बर्थ तो इतनी सी स्टमक तो रहती ही है आफ्टर गिविंग बर्थ, व्हाई आर यू बीइंग अनरीजनेबल अबाउट इट? तो मम्मी पूछ, और व्हाट डू यू कॉल इट, मम्मी पूछ और मम्मी पाउच,
Whatever you want to call it. I call it pooch only.
yeah, there are different terminologies, but does the mummy pooch ever go away? That's like a really big myth.
Okay, so there is one thing, there are like two things I want to address. One, when women have a mommy pooch, there is a condition going on there. Maybe, we'll have to see. There is a condition called diastasis recti where the abdominal muscles separate. जो सिक्स पैक मसल्स होते हैं they would separate out to make space for the baby, which is normal, very common phenomena. Everybody will have it. Nobody will be. Everybody will have it. Out of like by third trimester, everyone is gonna have it.
Diastasis recti, लोगों ने इसके बारे में कभी सुना भी नहीं था, and I think doctors बताते भी
नहीं बताते यार,
नहीं बताते हैं,
because this was also a term that you know तुम चलो फिटनेस में जाना चाहते हो, and that is what I try to figure out after my first कि यार मैं कैसे हील करूँगी, ये कैसे होगा, रिकवरी कैसे होगी, and that is where I started reading about मॉमी. मैं उस टाइम इंस्टाग्राम कितना है, 10 साल पहले कितना ही
नहीं
था, so there were like only few influencers doing exercises during pregnancy, and that is where I feel like यार ये क्या है, मतलब मेरी तो मम्मी वहाँ पे रो रही है कि मैं एक्सरसाइज कर रही हूँ और ये तो देख लो इनको ये क्या कर रही हैं, right? So that was the kind of misinformation or you know that gray area present at that time, and that is where I realized कि ये कंडीशन होती है डायसिस रेक्टा जो मुझे नहीं चाहिए क्योंकि उसमें ऐसे ऐसे बेली हो जाता है. तो आफ्टर दैट फर्स्ट प्रेगनेंसी ना मैं आई वेटेड फॉर द डॉक्टर टू टेल मी कि आपको ये करना है प्रेगनेंसी के बाद, and
नहीं बताते
nobody
हैं.
told anything.
No one
And
tells.
then I told my husband, yeah, now I have my daughter, and I used to work at that time. I used to come to Chandigarh and you know travel every now and then. So I can't leave her and travel to Baddi all day. And like मैं क्या करूँगी? तो I was like चल क्या, I become a fitness instructor, क्या करना है यार, क्योंकि इंडिया में इतनी तो कोई बात करता नहीं है इस बारे में. So I want to get my passion into this fitness industry and work about postpartum health and all that. तो he was like कि चल ठीक है कर ले, जो तेरे को ठीक लगता है कर ले. तो फिर that's where I realized कि you know nobody, not even your doctor, not even your physio, nobody is talking about it because there is no awareness.
Yeah, there is no awareness. प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे बहुत अवेयरनेस आ चुकी है. फील लाइक काउंसलर्स हैं वो हेल्प करते हैं कि आपको ये करना चाहिए, ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग के लिए ये करना चाहिए, अपने लिए ये करना चाहिए, ये सब करना चाहिए. But after pregnancy, nobody tells you what to do.
I
After
agree.
pregnancy, they are just like, हो जाएगा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा, सब ठीक हो जाएगा,
Normal हो जाएगा.
नॉर्मल हो जाएगा. And I'm like, नहीं, ऐसे नहीं नॉर्मल होता. So when I saw your page and I saw that, okay, there's something called diastasis recti, I went to my doctor and I said, check for me if I have diastasis recti or not.
So इंडिया में बहुत लोगों को नहीं भी पता था, मतलब उन्होंने बुक्स में पढ़ा. लाइक माई डॉक्टर, ओके आई विल बी वेरी ऑनेस्ट, माई मासी इज अ गायनेकोलॉजिस्ट. So when we started, like when I started this and you know I work with My Health Buddy and stuff, so when I talk with her regarding this, right, so she's like हाँ टेक्स्ट बुक में एक चैप्टर था हमारा इसके बारे में. And but it is not something in their major scope of practice because it doesn't relate to saving lives. So their more work is inclined towards saving the life
Saving
of the child and the mother and stitching them back up and being everything being okay. And she's like, we're never given the training also कि हमें इसके लिए क्या करना है. तो we are always referred out to a physio, a gynae physio who would help you recover out of it. So मैंने उनसे बात करी. मैं कहा मासी मतलब आपको पता होता है बट इट्स नथिंग लाइक योर कंसर्न.
हाँ, आप लोग बताते नहीं हो क्योंकि इट्स नॉट समथिंग दैट इज टू मेजर.
हाँ, टू मेजर. एंड देन
You can deal with it yourself, so it's okay.
And I was at my doctor in my second pregnancy, and I'll tell you a very funny instance. And that time I knew about all these, and I was training for people for this, right? So I was in my checkup room में wait कर रही थी, and then I overheard my doctor, and somebody might have come with that belly and a bit of herniation, like hernia, umbilical hernia also. And then the doctor is like, हाँ ये pregnancy के बाद हो जाता है. I was like, how are you normalizing it?
हाँ, हो जाता है.
And you will have to go for a surgeon and you will have to get this surgery done. And
This
stuff.
is such a sad thing that they say that हाँ ये सब तो नॉर्मल है प्रेगनेंसी के बाद. आपकी बेली हैंग करना तो नॉर्मल है, इतना तो होता ही है. लाइक I remember one day I was just like I need my belly to I want to get a flat stomach. And my husband was like, you don't get a flat stomach after your pregnancy. You're going to have this much of a belly. And I was like, I will show you. I was like.
But then there is one more second aspect I wanted to address. देखो एक तो diastasis है. There is a hanging belly. There are muscles that are loose, tissues and ligaments. Everything related to that. They have gotten affected due to pregnancy, which is stretched out, and now they need to work. We need to work on recoiling them back and improving strength and stuff. इसमें time लग जाता है यार, बहुत time लग जाता है. लोगों को लगता है कि यार 3 महीने में हो जाना चाहिए, 12 हफ्ते में हो जाना चाहिए. It doesn't work like that because if you have spent that 9 months in that belly stretched position, it takes a little while.
उतना ही टाइम लगता है ऑनेस्टली.
हाँ, उतना टाइम ज़्यादा लग
उससे भी ज़्यादा लगता है. जितना टाइम यूट्रस को इतने से इतने होने में लगता है उतना ही टाइम इतने से
इतने होने में लगेगा.
लगता है.
And multiplied by the number of pregnancies you have, you imagine the kind of time you need. And then people expect उसका तो हो गया, मेरा भी हो जाना चाहिए. चलो, that is another story. But this one is one aspect. Then there is a stretch of the skin that we cannot control. अब आपकी प्रेगनेंसी में कितना स्ट्रेच आउट स्किन का हुआ है एंड द कैपेसिटी इट हैड टू स्ट्रेच आउट फ्रॉम इट्स नॉर्मल लाइक स्ट्रेचिंग कैपेसिटी, तो वो लूज तो रहेगी यार, उसका आप कुछ नहीं कर सकते until unless you want to go for a surgical intervention. So that is something, even if you might have a flat belly, you will have a skin hang. You will have it. And that is that extra skin that has gotten stretched during pregnancy. And you will have to be okay with it.
Right.
You can't do anything about it. अगर आपको जाके टमी टक कराना है वो अनदर केस.
बट फिर एक्सरसाइज से वो ठीक नहीं हो सकता.
एक्सरसाइज से मसल स्ट्रेंथनिंग हो सकती है, स्किन की भी इलास्टिसिटी रीस्टोर हो सकती है टिल वन लेवल, बट देन उसके अलावा नहीं.
बट एवरीवन गेट्स द स्किन हैंग आल्सो.
इफ देयर वाज, अब वो या बहुत फैक्टर्स हैं उसकी रिकवरी पे. सो यू हैव लाइक द अमाउंट ऑफ स्ट्रेच that was there towards the belly button in your pregnancy, and your exercise levels during pregnancy, hydration levels, protein levels, मतलब बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं. your genes कि आपकी मदर की कैसी थी, आपकी कैसी होगी. And so all these things do matter. But like for example for me also, I've always been a lean person through my life. First pregnancy के बाद भी I came back like ठीक है normal strength levels पे, and after second I saw that there was a little bit of extra stretch that has happened, and now I'm retaining it. I can't do anything about it. Though it might look flat कि हाँ बिल्कुल सही है, but I can see that there is extra skin and okay ठीक है यार, क्या करें, नहीं हो सकता.
Like that's the cost you're paying for giving birth to a human.
Yeah, and I think that is one body you will have to accept because you cannot undo.
It's very honestly it's very hard. It is very hard to accept, and I think you keep trying until you're like until you get the result. I'm just gonna keep doing it. But coming back to diastasis, since everybody has it, what are some things that you should do postpartum to recover from diastasis recti, which is your ab separation?
I would say do it in pregnancy. Start in pregnancy itself.
Okay.
क्योंकि वहीं से recovery शुरू होगी ना. Now everything is subjective to the kind of pregnancy you've had. No, a lot of people might have high risk pregnancy जिसमें उनको कुछ भी allowed नहीं है. But जब pregnancy normal चल रही है and if you can get a little bit of help, जैसे there would be antenatal classes or if you can do anything during pregnancy, do it.
What are antenatal classes?
Pregnancy exercise वाली classes होती हैं.
Okay.
So if you get access to something like that, please do it because
like yoga and all these normal things.
I would take I would say you do yoga, do strength training also, because वहाँ से muscle की strengthening retain कर पाओगे. So the more muscle is active, the better it would work after
Retain.
recovery.
Yeah.
Right, so it'll help you recoil the strength back faster because
Muscle memory में
muscle memory भी होती है, and then there is a strength that you would retain in the muscle. It's not like कि आपने उसको elastic band की तरह अगर आप belly को समझो. So it's like a little taut and tight, right? So if you keep it taut and tight throughout, keep it active throughout pregnancy, it will retain its shape. अगर उसको छोड़ दिया आपने, it's now stretching, and six pack muscles is stretched to 13 centimeters. 13 सेंटीमीटर रूलर का जो हमारा स्केल होता है उतना तो वो स्ट्रेचिंग होती है.
हर एक की होती है.
Everybody. And then now it's up to you how active you keep it during pregnancy in that stretching mode.
How do you keep it active with these?
You have to do abdominal exercises in pregnancy also. मतलब no crunches, no.
Yeah.
like
What
all
are
this.
some safe abdominal exercises that somebody should do during pregnancy to prevent diastasis recti?
So there are a few things that you can definitely start. Is one, diaphragmatic breathing. So it's like number one excellent thing because that is your entire pressure system working together. आपकी deep core muscles, your pelvic floor, diaphragm. Because ये सारे साथ में काम करते हैं. कुछ abdomen अकेले से काम नहीं करता. So diaphragmatic breathing, one, helps you restore this pressure system, keeps your deep core active throughout. Second is then adding a few exercises like up modifications would depend on the stage of pregnancy. बट जैसे डेड बग मूवमेंट्स हो गए, साइड प्लैंक मूवमेंट्स हो गए, बर्ड डॉग मूवमेंट्स हो गए, कि वो नी हवर्स होते हैं ना, हैंड्स एंड नीज पे, नी लिफ्ट्स ऑफ द ग्राउंड. सो ऑल दीज आर वेरी बेसिक मूवमेंट्स दैट you would find it similar. You might have done it postpartum, but you can do it in the in this pregnancy phase just to keep your muscles active. Do carries like हम upright position में weight पकड़ के चलना, keeping balance. Then doing a lot of rib cage mobility work because we need to expand the ribs sideways. And क्योंकि जब rib cage mobility restrict होती है ना, that is where the entire pressure goes in the front. Even the baby would grow more towards the belly button. So we would want to create horizontal space in the body.
Okay.
Right? So the more horizontal space we have, the lesser load we have on the connective tissue. मतलब जो front का tissue हमारा stretch हो रहा है, उस पे कम load रहेगा. Because now muscles are active, we're managing tension and stuff. And I think we've told you 3. And pelvic floor. Contraction, relaxation.
Like
glute
Kegels?
strengthening. हाँ, Kegels and glute strengthening exercises. क्योंकि glute strengthening is going to keep your body upright through pregnancy. वो जो weight shift होता है ना,
हाँ, कैसा weight shift होता है?
जैसे a pregnant body is like always pushed forward.
ऐसे
चलते हैं सब. Right? So there is a balance you need to maintain between the spine, in the front and the back.
So if your glutes are strong,
You will be able to walk upright, balanced, less back pain, and stronger leg muscles and glute muscles help in pushing baby more. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, makes sense.
Right? So you will have to make sure that, at least strength training is a part of your...
तभी तो वो पोचे वाली एक्सरसाइज भी देते हैं.
हाँ, mobility, hip opening exercises हैं वो. So these are like end stage में, मतलब मैंने इतने cases भी देखे, कुछ नहीं किया पूरी pregnancy में, end में जाके सिर्फ पोचे लगाए.
तो उनका हो जाता है.
Normal delivery के लिए लोग कुछ भी, मतलब they try doing everything, right? So but then there is also a structure to that, it's just not every time कि पोचे लगाने से हो जाएगा. There is a proper way things should be addressed even in pregnancy. तो मैं अब वो पूरा साइंटिफिक उसमें नहीं चली जाऊंगी, बट या आई वुड से कि एटलीस्ट ये 4-5 चीजें तो करनी चाहिए.
फॉलो एस मॉम फिट. तो बट अगर आपको नहीं पता प्रेगनेंसी के टाइम पे कि डायस्टेसिस रेक्टाई होता है, क्योंकि मुझे नहीं पता था कि होता है, नाउ व्हाट? अब पोस्टपार्टम में पता चल रहा है कि डायस्टेसिस रेक्टाई हो गया. व्हाट शुड यू डू पोस्टपार्टम?
One, वही है ना, let your uterus shrink back. First 2 weeks, just rest, relax, chill. उसके बाद breathing exercises you need to restart. Hip की mobility वापस से you need to get it back because C-section scar में ना सबसे पहले hip की mobility affect होती है.
हाँ.
वो ऐसे turn नहीं कर पाता है ठीक से. Hip like a pelvis. जैसे वो होती है ना, pelvic tilt से एक exercise होती है. Right, so that is something you need to restore postpartum.
Okay.
क्योंकि वो अटक गया तो your back would be stiff.
Okay.
And then your abdominal wall will not get active. ठीक है, तो addressing mobility is second thing, diaphragmatic breathing के बाद. Then deep core activations के साथ जो हम slow steady movements add करते हैं, जैसे toe taps हो गए, like not even toe taps, you would say heel slides, knee fallouts, बहुत low level basic exercises. And then working a little more on understanding how you can progress to a little bit of mobility movement जहाँ पे हम stiffness को address कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि वहाँ से भी core activation चल जाती है.
तो मुझे 5 एक्सरसाइजेस बताओ जो करनी चाहिए पोस्टपार्टम टू हील
Okay,
डायस्टेसिस
diaphragmatic breathing, ठीक है.
ओके
डीप कोर एक्टिवेशंस के लिए वन तो ब्रीदिंग होगी. सेकंड इज दीज स्मॉल मूवमेंट्स जैसे नी फॉल आउट्स
नी फॉल आउट्स
एंड हील स्लाइड्स.
हील
एंड
स्लाइड्स
यू कैन स्टार्ट डूइंग साइड लाइन पोजिशन में ब्रीदिंग टू एक्टिवेट योर साइड के मसल्स.
पिलो रख के नीचे
हाँ, साइड लाइन पोजिशन में लेट के क्योंकि ईजी है ना. यू कैन डू इट व्हाइल ब्रेस्ट फीडिंग ऑल्सो.
ओ रियली
या बिकॉज आप छोटे बच्चों को अगर आप ब्रेस्ट फीड साइड लाइन पोजिशन में करा रहे हो तो
आप
जस्ट कम इन
ऐसे बस
पोजिशन एंड जस्ट डू अ बिट ऑफ
ब्रीथ कर
breath work. हाँ. एंड देन address mobility of your ribs. उसके लिए थोड़ी मूवमेंट्स हैं जैसे कि कैट काउ हो गया,
हाँ कैट
वो
का
तो पूरी स्पाइन की होगी. बट देन यू कैन जस्ट डू साइड लाइन, थोड़े बहुत रोटेशंस, छोटे छोटे, नॉट वेरी बिग. एंड देन वो है दिस इज जैसे आपकी टिश्यूज और वो करते रहेंगे, आप रेंज बढ़ा सकते हो. एंड देन वॉकिंग.
ओके
वॉकिंग
हाउ मच वॉकिंग
you'll have to find your own sweet spot, क्योंकि vaginal delivery mothers को भी I would not suggest to एकदम से बढ़ा लो, क्योंकि pelvic floor is healing. There is a lot of gravitational effect. Sub pressure starts going down on the pelvic floor. So we don't want any dysfunction at that time. धीरे धीरे जहाँ पे you feel I feel okay and no pressure is going down, you should वो यहाँ 100 steps करके build up day by day.
एवरी डे 100 स्टेप्स
हाँ,
करके
you
build up
feel
करो.
but you have to listen to your body, you know कि मैं चलो मेरे को क्योंकि करना है तो I will push myself.
हाँ
वो वाला थोड़ा सा
एंड
mindset.
ये जो डायस्टेसिस रेक्टाई की हीलिंग है ये स्टार्ट कौन से वीक से करनी चाहिए पोस्टपार्टम
This starts from the time you start moving.
ओके सो
Second,
लाइक
third week से
ब्रीदिंग
शुरू हो जाता है ये.
स्टार्ट
You don't need like you don't need any specific exercises for that. You just need to start addressing these 5 things that I've told you.
राइट
Movement, a few breath work, a few movements for deep core, rib की mobility, hip की mobility. I think you are sorted. अगर आप जितना ज़्यादा इसको अच्छे से शुरू कर दोगे, recovery would be better.
एंड जो लोग ये ना कर कर जिम चले जाते हैं they're on
जिम
the
में भी अगर आपको
treadmill.
कोई सर्टिफाइड पर्सन मिल जाए जो आपको एड्रेस कर ले ये ठीक से, बिकॉज दैट वुड बी द बेस्ट.
But nobody thinks of it that way. Nobody thinks कि postpartum के लिए कोई certified postpartum instructor ढूंढना चाहिए. I feel like most people say कि हाँ ये तो fitness ही है और most gym instructors भी claim करते हैं being men that हाँ हम तो करा देंगे. Even though I feel like of course a lot of men can be certified to heal your postpartum bodies, but I feel like unless you're certified and you have the knowledge about what is actually going on in a woman's body, you can't really guide someone to do core exercises, crunches, treadmill, ये वो.
मैं ऑनेस्टली बताऊंगी, मैंने बहुत सारे केसेस देखे हैं जो इस माइंडसेट के साथ और ख़राब हुए हैं. बिकॉज अ लॉट ऑफ वुमेन and this happened in front of me, like literally in front of me. So when I started my fitness coaching journey, I used to train at the gym for a little while. Train a friend at the gym, or you can say 1 or 2 more people, just to understand कि ना coaching करते कैसे. So there was this new postpartum mother who had come into the gym and she went to this trainer and she was like मेरा belly ऐसे. And obviously जिसको पता ही नहीं डायसिस रेक्टा है तो वो तो क्या सोचेगा belly fat है.
Belly fat है
तो वो
exactly.
कहीं मेरा देखो प्रेगनेंसी के बाद बेली ऐसे फैट हो गया एंड अब मुझे एक्सरसाइज करो. तो उसको छूटते ही क्रंचेस कराया एंड वाज लाइक इन माय हेड एंड आई वाज वेरी न्यू एंड दैट टाइम आई डिड नॉट वांट टू बज इन एंड टेल पीपल दैट यू नो ये आप गलत करा रहे हो इसको. तो एंड इट वुड बी रूड. सो आई वाज लाइक यार, वन आई शुड हैव टोल्ड एट दैट टाइम, नाउ आई थिंक, एंड सेकंड people do not have that information.
They don't. Yeah, that's why we're doing this podcast, because I'm like, women go through so much and they don't even know what they're going through.
एंड वो ये ना एजुकेशन का जो मिस आउट है वो
बहुत ज़्यादा.
starts from the doctor's end होना चाहिए till where they can find the safe spot.
But I think वो डॉक्टर्स अपने वो जो एक चैप्टर आप बोल रहे हो वो भूल जाते हैं मोस्टली कि ये भी हो सकता है. They don't even tell you that this is what you're going to go through, you know.
Yes.
And then I think then now it is up to mothers like us to actually make people aware that bro, you're going to go through this. Brace up, like get ready to,
Yeah, that's true. That's
but
true.
but regardless, I've seen a lot of people do crunches. And they think because core है, core इससे strengthen होता है, तो ये strengthen होएगा तभी muscles अंदर जाएंगे. मैं technically I don't blame them. मैं भी ऐसे ही सोचती अगर मुझे diastasis
And I
recti के
think
बारे में ना
crunches
पता
like one of the best exercises है for diastasis recti healing. But it's not the time. It's like the timing where you do it. वो अभी वो time ही नहीं, initial phases में वो time ही नहीं है वैसा इसमें.
मतलब अगर आपको बेबी स्टेप्स लेने नहीं आते, अगर आपको चलना नहीं आता, तो आप भाग नहीं सकते.
हाँ, वो भागने वाली एक्सरसाइज है. अभी आपको बिल्कुल धीरे धीरे पहुंचना है वहां तक. सो आई थिंक दैट इज वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम्स पीपल थिंक.
और वो फिर अपना केस और खराब कर लेते हैं क्योंकि वो एकदम सर्जरी से बाहर आके भागने लग जाते हैं. तो अगर आप अपनी नी सर्जरी के बाद भाग रहे हो, only you can imagine what's going to happen to you.
Yes, and it's a relapse. And then I've had women have severe diastasis after whatever number of kids they've had, and it was impossible to heal them because of so many factors and tissue being stretched to an extent कि अब उसको इतना time लग रहा है healing में. And was frustration built up, सोचो यार.
हाँ.
Women keep going out and people keep asking, are you pregnant? And we're like, I am still recovering.
Yeah.
So, that is also a build up. कोई dresses नहीं fit आ रही हैं, abdomen से tight हो जाती है. And they keep thinking now I'll have to buy new clothes. I already have a few, like whatever, set of clothes at my house which don't fit me. And I have to buy new clothes because now I have this condition.
That is very sad. It will break my
And imagine, women they feel good wearing good clothes. Everybody feels good wearing good clothes.
Yeah, I honestly, mine was an unplanned pregnancy, and one of the things that I was very sad about was that, oh shit, I'm not going to fit into any of my clothes now. It, as shallow and as materialistic as it is, it is
the
a
truth.
thing.
It is true.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to dress well. Everybody wants to look good.
Yeah, vanity is everything today, and I know it is like the shallowest thing, but it is what it is.
Yes,
you know
and
what
you
I mean?
cannot deny this fact because people would hide it, do anything to hide it. But
Belly binding, ये वो सब कुछ करते हैं.
and but obviously, people want to wear. चलो यहाँ से खुला पहन लिया वो से खुला, but then you're not getting to the root cause of addressing that problem, which can be addressed.
Exactly.
But yeah.
So, can diastasis recti also be healed? Like, let's say, years after pregnancy, someone realizes that, I still have a hanging belly. Can
we have had such
still
people.
be
15
healed?
years, 16 years.
15 years?
20 year के बच्चे हैं उनके 2021. Even then, they realize it now. Okay, we have it. Because one, उस time तो awareness क्या आई थी 20 years back. And now that they've gotten that awareness, they want to know if this can be worked upon. And we have seen results here.
And it gets healed.
It gets healed. It does take time because अब इतने 20 सालों में आप कुछ तो
और damage किया होगा.
Sorry?
कुछ तो और
damage भी हुआ होगा, plus habit build up भी होता है कि one that you also had, like sucking your belly in.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? So that is one habit that you have to break to get this entire healing. और उसको break करने के लिए हमारे को इतना time लग जाता है. Because every now and then you meet anybody who's like, I want to pull my belly in just because I don't want people to see it.
And for me, not even every now and then. I was just like, I never want my belly to be shown.
So, that is what you have to teach, and that is what you have to undo that damage to do the right thing. Because जब आप वो right thing करना शुरू करोगे, only then you'll see the result. And उसके लिए बहुत technicality लगती है, to be honest.
I think because बहुत थोड़ी awareness है, तो ऐसा भी हो सकता है कि a lot of mothers are doing things that are harmful for them postpartum unknowingly. What are some of those things?
Okay. I wish I could just stand and show you.
Yeah, you can.
Alright, so there are a few things that women normally do in their daily lives. जैसे एक तो ऐसे तो खड़ी रहेंगी. Right, so like slouching and standing. And then they keep pushing their body weight forward. ऐसे बच्चे को पकड़ के ऐसे चलेंगे. So सोचो कितना stress on the abdominal wall है, back compress हो रही है.
तो जब वो बच्चे को tie भी करते हैं तभी तो
हाँ, there's a lot of weight in the front, no? And you can't blame those women because they don't have any other way. So you can just I'm just going to show you a few प्रॉब्लम एरियाज एंड देन बच्चे एक हाथ में उठा के फिर ऐसे करके खड़े होने हैं, सो लाइक शिफ्टिंग द बॉडी वेट टू वन साइड एंड यू नो दैट कंप्रेसिंग वन साइड ऑफ द बॉडी एंड देन दे स्टार्ट सेइंग कि मुझे साइटिक पेन हो रहा है या ऐसा जॉइंट पेन हो रहा है या प्यूबिक पेन हो रहा है, यू नो. सो ऑल दीज small things they add up. And then there's one more very very like unknowing thing is like just clenching their hip muscles so much standing, मतलब ऐसे glute muscles को contract करके खड़े हुए ऐसे करके, and then like all day in that position, and then they just keep holding their belly in all day and just to you know कि for example कोई loaded activity आने लगे, बच्चा उठाने लगे तो एकदम से सब पकड़ के खड़े हो गए and then they don't even let go.
And this is all subconscious, right?
हाँ,
मतलब
subconscious है.
conscious नहीं
This is
करते.
something they're not even thinking. Their body like automatically doing, and this is creating little extra. आप कह सकते हो delay in the healing process because हम पूरा दिन ये सब करते रहते हैं so many times in a day, so many times.
So you consciously have to make an effort to not do all of these.
Relax your tissues, relax your muscles. Don't clench them, don't hold them. वो कहते हैं ना stress को don't hold on to your stress.
Stress.
So that is also physical stress को भी नहीं hold on करना. So ये कुछ चीजें हैं that people do unknowingly and especially breastfeeding के time पे भी ना they like slouching and sitting. So I normally suggest people to bring the baby up towards them and not slouch and sit because ये तो आप multiple times in a day कर रहे हो.
I think वो feeding pillow really helps
हाँ.
at that time. Because I remember that one of my counselors during my pregnancy, she told me कि अगर आप ये नहीं करोगे तो आपको बैक पेन होएगी. और सबको लगता है कि अगर आप नॉर्मल डिलीवरी करो या सी सेक्शन करो या फिर अगर आप एपिड्यूरल ले लो, एपिड्यूरल का तो बहुत पॉपुलर है कि एपिड्यूरल लेने से बैक पेन होती है एंड सी सेक्शन करने से बैक पेन होती है. डू यू थिंक दैट इज़ ट्रू?
No, actually, there's a lot of I think myth busting happened already on Instagram on this that epidural का जो pain है it's not जो वो कहते हैं ना कि हाँ मुझे इंजेक्शन लगा था तो मुझे पेन हो रहा है. It's majorly a postural and the muscle imbalance. तो वो posture induced और muscle imbalance क्योंकि abdominal muscles are now weak and back muscles are taking over. तो C-section में ज़्यादा है यार क्योंकि abdominal wall as I said is getting affected. So there is no direct relation of the site, epidural site and pain.
But what do you think people should do to take care of that back
It's
pain?
the same thing that I
Postures.
told, right? One, awareness of posture is there, but strengthening of muscles. वो तो करनी पड़ेगी उसको. You can't run away from that. You will have to.
Yeah.
So, and one more thing is like C-section scar ka mobilization because sometimes C-section scar also pulls you in a posture.
What is C-section scar mobilization? Because I've heard a lot about it, but I don't exactly know what it is, and I didn't even do it for myself. So I'm very curious to know.
So when you talk about any scar in your body, no, तो ऐसा तो है नहीं कि वो surface level पे है. There are so many layers that are stitched back up. So what happens is when you have a scar and it is cotton stitched, so there are fascial lines हैं, peritoneum है जो उसके नीचे हैं. So वो evenly नहीं stitch up होते हैं. Because obviously, you know, you can't evenly stitch them up.
हाँ तो तभी वो ऐसे ऊपर.
So there is a scar and then you have those adhesions around that scar. वो थोड़ा सा आपको bulky सा लगता है initially, right? So it's important to even it out. Sometimes there are a lot of वो recovery aspect में if I talk about, no, so वो recovery के time में when they are maturing and then they are recovering. So sometimes tight fascias या adhesions बन जाते हैं अंदर. It's important to even them out so that there is a free flow of pelvis at least.
So you are not supposed to have like the what do you call it? Like you know जैसे ऊपर उठा होता है scar. वो
उसको
नहीं
कहते
होना
हैं
चाहिए.
शेल्फ C-section शेल्फ जिसको कहते हैं.
Shelf तो tummy को नहीं कहते.
टमी मतलब वो ओवरहैंग सा हो जाता है ऑन द स्कार.
हाँ.
Are you talking about the shelf or the scar being a
I'm
little?
talking about the scar being embossed. Is that okay?
It's okay, but like I will not say that people have their own kind of scars. To be honest,
That's what I'm saying. I'm like confused.
it's not
'cause
always flat.
Yeah, that's what. Because is it supposed to be flat? Because
It's not supposed to be like super flat. It's like scar is a scar. There would be something, but then you can work on creating evenness around the scar, and it would be your normal, like however you heal out of it. And it's supposed to be like, ठीक है, there is a scar. You cannot ignore the scarring of that space, but then you can work on evening it out by doing scar mobilization. क्योंकि वो actually में बहुत help करता है in a lot of things, not only posture aspect, core activation aspect, digestion aspect also, urinary incontinence aspect also. So you will have to make sure that, you at least work on creating even blood flow around that spot. A lot of people, when we talk, like when we start the healing process, उनको lower ab activation ही नहीं feel होता just because of the scar,
Scar.
right? So वो numbing, you would feel numbing around that area because nerves get damaged, right, in the surgery. So you will have to make sure that you kind of get the sensations back. So there are ways of doing it. So and it should be started earlier. Like ये नहीं है कि आपको अब realization हुई है तो आप करो. तब भी benefit होगा, but it'll not be the same as it would be initial postpartum phases में. When you are okay, green signal मिल गया, doctor says stitches is fine. So you start mobilizing around the scar and then you slowly touch the scar and then start moving it. So that kind of even out all the fascias and adhesions inside. And movement is the biggest scar mobilizer, I would say.
Okay, then I guess I should be fine.
Yeah, and aches and pains नहीं होने चाहिए around the scar once it is mature.
Yeah, so you spoke about urinary incontinence. What is that? Are you talking about, how people say it is normal for urine to leak during pregnancy? Is that what it is?
Postpartum also.
Postpartum, yes. Yeah, postpartum actually. Is
No,
that...
it happens in both.
Huh.
But retaining that issue and living with it is something we should not be doing because it is not normal.
And can you do exercises to make that better?
Absolutely, you should do it. You should one address क्योंकि इसमें ना एक awareness है जो सबको होनी चाहिए कि मैंने एक पोल किया था बहुत टाइम पहले लोगों से पूछने के लिए आपको पता है pelvic floor muscle कहाँ होता है किसी को नहीं पता था 50% people did not know कि pelvic floor muscle भी होता है कुछ do you know ab के muscles है bicep होता है and whatever people can see but pelvic floor is something you can't see and then they think oh वो तो होता ही नहीं है so it's like a hip के बीच में like where the hammock of the you have the exits of our body right so that is one muscle that protects that part and जहाँ पे पूरा baby is lying on 9 months so that is under stress and that is a muscle which needs to be strengthened जिसको Kegels कहते हैं ना जिसको strengthening करने के लिए Kegels कहते हैं so that muscle gets affected क्योंकि one core muscles are not doing its work there's a lot of pressure build up during pregnancy right तो वो stress में आएंगे and then it's not necessary कि आपको हर बार होगा काफ़ी लोगों को नहीं भी होता that's fine but vaginal delivery moms को थोड़े episodes होते हैं ज़्यादा because one उसकी stretching इतनी ज़्यादा हुई है second उसकी recovery aspect में हो सकता है कि वो weak रह गए हों they have not Kegels को भी तो इतना importance क्यों नहीं देते क्योंकि it's something that's like not exhausting you exercise wise
So basically जो भी चीज़ बहुत ज़्यादा ऐसे लग रहा है कि you're sweating, you're like
you've done something
you're
with your body.
hyperventilating. It's like I feel like we don't give too much weightage to any of those things which
Don't-
you're supposed to like just relax and do.
हाँ
वो ऐसे
and
लगता है
that
कि
has
कुछ कर ही
the
नहीं रहे।
biggest power in healing मतलब just doing a relaxed breath work is maybe it's felt as if कि यार क्या ही कर रहे हैं versus running versus lifting weights versus whatever right because वो जो हम establish करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं with the pelvic floor and your deep core वो foundation है इन सब चीज़ों का अगर वो foundation हिला पड़ा है in pregnancy then you will have leaks you will have urinary incontinence
What are some exercises you can do for urinary incontinence?
see there's no one exercise because now it is a complicated situation you are leaking even if you have a very tight pelvic floor like a muscle is too tight and you will leak if you have weak pelvic floor also you have to address that issue first
How do you address that issue?
it has to be
By-
we have to talk about it we have to understand your symptoms we have to understand the functionality of the pelvic floor कि वो जैसे हम bicep contract और relax कर सकते हैं कि आपका pelvic floor इस position में आ सकता है कि नहीं आ सकता relaxed state में because a lot of people are just stuck in a position they cannot relax completely so we have to understand what is going on with you first and then give you an exercise prescription once we restore it फिर उसके बाद strengthening आती है कि pelvic floor isolation strengthening फिर glute strengthening leg strengthening core strengthening so then everything kind of falls in place पहले वो crux समझना जरूरी है कि हो क्या रहा है
You were also talking a lot about pelvic floor dysfunction. What exactly is it? Because I feel like since you're saying कि लोगों को पता ही नहीं कि pelvic floor की muscle कहाँ है, so I feel like a lot of people don't know what pelvic floor dysfunction is.
So it's just like any other dysfunctions in your body. Like maybe you can address it like कि मेरी spine में issue हो गया है,
हाँ हाँ.
right? So it's like a issue in your pelvic floor muscle. Okay?
और वो पता कैसे चलता है?
हाँ, उसके सिम्टम्स बताऊंगी मैं भी आपको. So there are many dysfunctions
In the pelvic
in the
floor.
pelvic floor. One, incontinence is one of them.
Okay.
You can have various kinds of incontinence. एक होता है when you just cough and sneeze, you would dribble some urine, and then you would have urge, like you have to go every now and then, every now and then, every now and then.
Like a UTI almost. मतलब
Not
it feels like a
UTI
UTI.
is मतलब UTI can happen because of pelvic floor dysfunction also.
Okay.
Okay, and then you have that urge कि अब हर बार मैं बाहर जा रही हूँ कि मैं वॉशरूम होके जाऊँगी, and you give that sign and signal every time to your body, I need to go, and you know that is also kind of incontinence. Then you have mixed, you are having the urge also, and then you have the leak. Not even reach the bathroom and you had a leak because you had a urge, you know. So that is something that can. Then you have prolapses.
What are prolapses?
Prolapses is when your bladder, your uterus, and your anal, they all descend from their original space. And that happens a lot. And that happens, it is so common. People don't talk about it. And it is so common that you can't even imagine that people have it and they're living with it, especially our mother's generation.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, that is true. And that is very significant after vaginal deliveries.
and how do you know you have it? How do
कुछ
you?
साइंस एंड सिम्टम्स हैं यार, जैसे आपको ऐसा लगेगा देयर इज समथिंग ट्राइंग टू फॉल आउट ऑफ योर व्हेन यू
Vagina?
स्टैंड अप. हाँ, सो व्हेन यू स्टैंड फॉर अ वेरी लॉन्ग टाइम फॉर एग्जांपल एंड यू थिंक कि एवरीथिंग इज गोना फॉल डाउन,
Like almost like a period.
you can say that.
Okay.
And then you will have a bulgy feeling that there is a tennis ball stuck in between my legs, and then you would have um, like a complete descent that you can see, literally you can see tissue coming out. Yeah, that is true, and we have seen such cases. And then you would have heavy feeling, even in the rectal area, even the bladder area, a little bulgy feeling. Then yeah, pelvic floor not able to hold on to these organs. ये कुछ common signs and symptoms हैं that women do experience. Frequent urination, मतलब ये सब
ये तो है,
everything is there then.
So what do you do during pregnancy, after pregnancy to like not have all this?
See, pressure management system is something that you have to learn, and वही है जो नहीं सिखाया जाता है. Even during pregnancy, people say you need to activate your core, but how do you need to activate your core?
तो crunches ही पता है ना सबको फिर कर लेते हैं crunches.
So that is, pressure system is something, which is not taught to a lot of pregnant women and postpartum women. That is where people have these issues. They arise. And then they arise because of mismanaged pressure. कि cough sneeze करते हुए आपको लगे कि हाँ मेरे हाथ में, जैसे cough test करते हैं ना डॉक्टर, हर्निया के पास किसी को हर्निया हुआ तो वो cough test करेगा. तो वैसे ही cough test हम लोग पेरिनियल एरिया में भी करते हैं, बेली में भी करते हैं. So we are just trying to observe कि कुछ टिश्यू हाथ में तो नहीं आ रहा है और बल्जिंग हाथ में तो नहीं फील हो रही है. So that is also one of those tests that people do to understand कि प्रेशर कैसे मैनेज कर पा रहे हो आप.
और फिर उसके लिए प्रॉपर क्लासेस लेनी पड़ती हैं.
यू हैव टू रिहैब आउट ऑफ इट. यही जो हम लोग डायस्टिसिस रिकवरी, पोस्टपार्टम रिकवरी, यही फाउंडेशनल वर्क है दैट इज गोना हेल्प. एंड लर्निंग टू लिफ्ट हैवी लोड्स प्रॉपरली. क्योंकि अगर आपको ऐसा कोई इशू है, चाहे प्रोलैप्स है या अम्बिलिकल हर्निया है, ऐसे कोई इशू है, तो डॉक्टर विल टेल यू नॉट टू लिफ्ट वेट्स, बट कैन यू not lift anything in your life? That is not possible. Right? So you will have to learn these techniques to be able to live with these, because this has a big impact on your life, on the quality of your life.
Exactly. I feel like if somebody knows about all of this before their pregnancy, before they're going to conceive, they prepare themselves and say that, okay, like, these are all the problems that you can face and these are how it can be prevented, it would be so helpful.
It would be, but then obviously until you get into it, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't even research about all this.
You don't want to.
कोई आपको बताता नहीं है ना. अगर आपको पता हो कि ये सब होता है, for example, like, so now I know about all this, so maybe I will go and tell my friends that, okay guys, like, this is what happens, so you have to be careful. What would you tell somebody who was planning to conceive? How would you want them to design all of their workouts and diets and everything?
So if somebody is planning to conceive, I think I would teach them this pressure management system firsthand, because यही सबसे ज़्यादा काम आने वाला है उनको postpartum. And obviously I'm gonna repeat myself in this all phases of life, postpartum या pre-pregnancy हो या pregnancy हो, that you will have to work on strengthening your deep core muscles, क्योंकि वो ही base है सब चीज़ का. Right? So if you're not working on strengthening them, you would, and you know, I see this in my daughter, I see it in a lot of teenage children who are like growing up now, they're like shifting postures, इतना बैठने का हो गया है, screen time इतना हो गया है, बच्चों के पास access of everything is so much, they don't want to move, they don't want to run, whatever, versus us who were like super active in their childhood. So that is the foundation where you need to start from. And I, जैसे मेरी daughter है, whenever she's like standing in a weird way, like stand straight, do this, learn breathing, this and that. So it just starts from this time. Strengthening muscles, do not ignore it. Chalo, yoga and all these things have their own place, but strengthening your muscles is something you should start very early on in life. And meal wise, मैं बोलूँगी यार, metabolically right रहो. Do not at this time when we are transitioning, even from
Postpartum.
getting नहीं in the pre-menstrual pre-pregnancy phase also, PCOD or all
बहुत
these
common हो
things
गया
are very common, right? It's a lifestyle disorder, so sorting your lifestyle is something you really need to work on.
Yeah.
And strength training, getting a balanced nutrition profile on your plate, I think basic चीज़ें जितना ज़्यादा करेंगे ना उतना ज़्यादा इनको हेल्प मिलेगी even postpartum phase में. And everything that helps them boost their sleep and stress. Manage their stress and boost their sleep. क्योंकि वहीं हमारी रिकवरी होती है. And वहीं हमारी mothers नहीं रिकवर कर पाते because we don't get that.
That's
So if it is managed beforehand, you know how to learn how to mange it. I think this is something you can just heal out of it.
right. Lifestyle is such a big word. I feel like, it's such like it's like the biggest umbrella anyone can ever talk of. I feel like
Lifestyle, you can't, matlab, at this time also, when you were 22, I was 22, we were not thinking about these things कि lifestyle ठीक करना है, चलो periods आ रहे हैं, delayed आ रहे हैं, we're not too bothered about that time.
I feel like now people are more
And now
aware.
they are.
Yeah.
Because if I was delayed by 10 days, I would just like, okay, मम्मा ऐसा हो गया, मम्मा के तो कुछ नहीं होता, आ जाएंगे बेटा. So ज़्यादा क्या होगा, मतलब until unless like literally on the verge कि 1 महीना skip हो गया, 2 महीना skip हो गया, then people are alarming कि चलो यार डॉक्टर को दिखा देते. But then at that time, I'm not talking about right now. Now right now people are
Very aware.
very aware. Yeah, यार social media ने इतना ज़्यादा सब कुछ तो awareness दे दी अब. They want to know why it is happening and they want to fix it. And women are not getting pregnant because of, again, the lifestyle problem. Which is getting a little too overboard because people want to get delayed in their pregnancy. अब जितना delay करते हैं उतनी recovery भी delay होती है. And like the more you extend your pregnancies, चाहे whatever your decision in life is, it's absolutely everybody's call. But जितना ज़्यादा हम delay
वो तो facts है ना, मतलब at least सबको facts तो पता होना चाहिए. Of course it is your choice, but these are the facts that you should know.
हाँ,
right?
and I would say comparing our, not even my generation and your generation, उससे पहले भी, everybody had their everything on time, mostly.
हाँ,
बच्चे टाइम पे, शादी टाइम पे हुई, बच्चे टाइम पे हो गए, रिकवरियाँ आई थिंक वर ओके ऑन टाइम. बट देन आवर जनरेशन आई सीन लाइक माई बेस्ट फ्रेंड इज नॉट मैरिड टिल येट. She doesn't want to get married only. And if she will get married, she'll get married in her 40s now. And अगर वो बच्चा करना भी चाहे तो वो अब कभी करेगी नहीं करेगी. So and we have such people around us who don't want to get married and don't want to have children.
That's okay. मतलब
That is
also
okay. But then if I talk about postpartum recovery, pregnancy recovery aspect,
like at 40 it would be so
it would be difficult. And I'm not going to say that's impossible if you still maintain this kind of lifestyle, active and moving and taking care of yourself.
Yeah, but I also feel like a lot of people on social media, like for example actors, there are actors who are giving birth to children like late in their 30s or 40s, and because we really look up to them, what happens is सब यही
We
बोलते हैं-
compare.
we compare that हाँ तो उन्होंने भी तो किया, हम भी कर लेंगे.
But then
उनका
they have a
लाइफस्टाइल
different-
बहुत डिफरेंट है और हमारा लाइफस्टाइल बहुत डिफरेंट है, इज व्हाट पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड. लाइक दे आर नॉट डूइंग कॉर्पोरेट जॉब्स फ्रॉम 9 to 5, दे आर रनिंग अराउंड हियर एंड देयर. द अदर थिंग इज पोस्टपार्टम ऑल्सो सेलिब्रिटीज़ को देख के सबको लगता है हम बाउंस बैक कर लेंगे. आई मीन देयर इज शिल्पा शेट्टी एंड देयर इज दीपिका पादुकोण एंड बहुत प्रेशर फील होता है व्हेन यू लाइक वो लोग कर सकते हैं. I mean, they're also humans, so हम क्यों नहीं कर सकते हैं?
क्योंकि उनके पास उस तरीके की हेल्प एंड गाइडेंस है,
अवेयरनेस है.
अवेयरनेस है.
Exactly.
They have the bestest and the best people in the world to help them.
Exactly.
हमारे पास नहीं है। हम मैंगो पीपल हैं, हमारे को नहीं मिलेगा। हमारे को वही बच्चे के साथ उठना है, उठ के सोना है और पूरी रात जाग के उसको फीड करना है, और दैट इज गोना बी, दैट्स द ट्रूथ ऑफ आवर
Yeah,
लाइफ।
but that's where people like you come in, where like you help them get awareness and you help them like do everything that they're supposed to do. Yeah.
With one more point on that is like when we see now Katrina Kaif or Deepika Padukone for that matter, and getting late in their pregnancies and doing, chalo unke bhi careers hai and they have enough stress in their lives, but do you think if you look back there 20, 15 years, 20 years, they have been fit, they've
Exactly.
always fit, and you look up to them for fitness,
Yeah.
because that is what is their job. They need to be fit for their job.
Exactly.
And you cannot compare their recoveries, because maybe they would recover very well out of their pregnancy because
That's
they've been fit
That is true.
for so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
of
yeah.
time.
Again, like they have followed like such a good lifestyle all throughout their lives that even if they delay their pregnancies, it's okay. But for people who don't have like the best lifestyles, it is not the best. If you want to have children, then it's better to like have a really good lifestyle beforehand.
You at least work towards it. This will happen, but you need to have that mindset to work towards it.
I think there are a lot of myths on how natural deliveries should be healed versus how C-section deliveries should be healed. I would like your take on this.
See, obviously there is a difference in the healing. One, there is one incision on the abdomen, and then second में tearing है perineal area में. So both have different ways and kinds of healing. But C-section में ऐसा होता है ना, sometimes women, one, there is a planned C-section happening and there is one unplanned C-section happening. So वहाँ पे trauma, stress का difference रहता है. So what I've seen, women heal out of planned C-sections, maybe better than unplanned C-sections, because now maybe they've had a dilation and then there was an emergency and then they had to go through it. So trauma, stress is a little extra in their case. So
I think there's that sense of you didn't do that guilt also that you
वो
wanted
mental,
to
हाँ.
you wanted to do normal.
So there's extra mental and physical stress, I would say, with unplanned. And since it is, again, दोनों का kind of nature of delivery is the same. You have had an abdominal incision and the baby was taken out through that route. That might take a little extra time to heal out of. And मैंने ऐसा देखा है कि प्लान वर्सेस सी सेक्शन अनप्लान में भी वो टाइमलाइन का डिफरेंस रहता है. सो दैट इज वन. सेकेंड, वजाइनल डिलीवरीज में, सिंस इट इज the passage is the vaginal canal, right? So there is a pelvic floor stretching happening. Though the tearing there also can be very subjective. So there are like grades of tearings when it comes to vaginal delivery. Grade 1 है, 2 है, 3, 4. 3, 4 are like little major. Grade 2 तक mostly women are able to heal and feel like themselves after 10 days. Postpartum versus vaginal deliveries में ऐसा लगता है कि 2 हफ्ते 3 हफ्ते लग गए हैं अभी भी just to feel like themselves again. So comparing to the overall recovery timeline, vaginal delivery women might be able to do a lot of things much more faster compared to C-section mothers, because when like the direct pressure नहीं दे सकते हैं, they always have to take it slow, move slow, get up slow, get down slow. Everything is a little slow for them. Vaginal deliveries में, the only problem women think is that now they have had vaginal deliveries, they can do everything.
Yeah.
Their tissues are also healing. As I said, there is a lot of pelvic floor issues that can come with vaginal deliveries. So that is also something women need to understand and needs time to recover. So इनकी timeline में ना 1-2 हफ्ते का फर्क रहता है वैसे vaginal delivery और C-section में.
बस इतना ही, 1-2 हफ्ते बस.
मतलब 1-2 हफ्ते as in if what women vaginal
like a
delivery,
difference.
like the difference between what vaginal delivery person did at 3 weeks can start do, but maybe इसको 4 हफ्ते या 5 हफ्ते.
5 weeks.
So इतना ही है. But I would say both the deliveries are challenging. They are challenging because in मेरे घर में दोनों I have seen. Mine was like both for vaginal deliveries. My bhabis were like both C-sections. And the challenges are similar. Though हमें ऐसा लगता है हम बहुत अच्छे से recover करेंगे, और वो नहीं है, because I've had prolonged problems because of vaginal deliveries, and abdominal wall issues she had because of C-sections, 2 C-sections. तो अब मैं ये बोलूँगी कि अगर मैं वेटेज लूँ ना तो आई थिंक वी बोथ आर एट पार. वी विल नॉट से कि दो मैं देखने में ज़्यादा फिट हूँ, मैं तो अपनी इस मतलब इस फिटनेस रूटीन में रहती हूँ. बट इफ़ आई जस्ट सी अ नॉर्मल पर्सन आउट ऑफ वजाइनल डिलीवरीज, दे हैव हैड देयर ओन शेयर्स ऑफ मे बी को रिलेटेड इशूज वर्सेज C-section mothers.
Yeah, so you cannot think that just because you've delivered vaginally, you are okay, you don't need to heal, सब खुद ठीक हो जाएगा.
खुद तो कभी नहीं हो सकता है, दोनों डिलीवरीज में इट हैज़ टू बी रिकवर्ड.
हाँ, because there's that mindset जब C-section होता है तो like even doctors tell you कि आपको ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा रिकवर होने में, and vaginally they tell you कि आप तो ठीक हो, आपको तो कुछ हो ही नहीं.
We were
आपको
sent
problem नहीं है.
to the house a very next day,
हाँ.
to be honest.
Yeah.
And vaginal C-section में भी some women are
They keep you
एक दो
3-4
दिन.
days.
हाँ, so but we like I delivered on 27th, I was sent back on 28th. Like you're okay, just come for a checkup or whatever. But then that जो आपका रिकवरी का वो फेज है ना घर में, दैट इज वेयर द एंटायर रिकवरी इज हैपनिंग. आप कितना लोड ले रहे हो, कितना ज़्यादा
Yeah.
या अंडरस्टैंडिंग योर ओन रिकवरी एंड रेस्टिंग टाइम लाइन, दैट इज वेयर योर हीलिंग वुड बी शोन लाइक लिटरली ऑन सरफेस लेवल. तो वो है. बट ये है कि वजाइनल डिलीवरीज की आपको लगता है बेटर है हीलिंग देन C-section, बट इट इज even
Equally challenging.
it's very challenging. You can't sit for 10 days. You can't cross your legs for a long time. And you feel as if, bulge feeling aa rahi hai. So, that is the kind of things that people don't talk about.
You can't sit when you're so exhausted.
No, it is, you have stitches down
You
there.
just have to lie down.
You can just sit like this. And you can't walk fast. And you have to always keep, washing your stitches and put betadine on it. And it is very difficult. You always have to think before going to the washroom. You can't strain on the stitches, right? So it's very difficult to heal out of a vaginal delivery itself. So weigh the pros and cons is the same.
I mean, after listening to all of this, I'm sure like women who have not given birth are like, it's
So, like, we are not giving birth.
birth. C-section नहीं करा लो, there's no pain also. I mean, like that is also not like the right mindset.
But
yeah.
no, that's fine. If whatever suits you. I would say
exactly.
vaginal delivery का जो timeline है, the way the things happen, very dangerous.
But I think at the same time, like, it's really good for the baby with all the new researches that are coming out now. Like, how it helps them get like all that bacteria and birthing canal. ये वो सब.
And I think it's gonna be okay. There's another thing since you're talking about that. I did try doing a bit of research on this, and it was said that though the baby had the other route to come out of a C-section, breastfeeding helps to bring that same bacteria levels back in the C-section child also, and keeping like skin to skin and all these things, environmental factors, so they help. So it's not like कि मतलब आपके बच्चे में कुछ C-section हाँ में कम हो गया है. So I think everything is at par at end of the day. वो deliveries are difficult, वो recoveries are difficult. There is no weightage, I would say. मेरे हिसाब से तो अब जितने केसेस देख लिए ना, मुझे तो वजाइनल डिलीवरी से डर लगने लगा. So yeah.
Okay. So now we're going to do a rapid fire, Ishav. And I'm going to throw some postpartum practices at you. You tell me out of 1 to 10 what you rate them. And just give me a one-liner for why.
10 is high, no?
Yes, of course. Okay. Traditional oil massages for mothers.
10 initially, because बहुत adhesions होते हैं. Fascias relining के लिए बहुत अच्छा है. Knots remove करने के लिए बहुत अच्छा है.
Right.
Initially 10.
Ghee and pinnies.
8 in moderation.
Personal trainer without postpartum training.
0.
Follow Ace Mom Fit. Doing crunches early in postpartum.
I would rate it 5. Depends on your recovery, but initially not recommend.
Restricting moms from stepping outside the house.
0.
I think it adds to postpartum depression. That
Yes.
is what.
It adds to postpartum depression. Not outside the house का मतलब ये थोड़ा ना कि घर के बाहर चले जाओ. At least.
हाँ.
balcony
थोड़ा सा घर के बाहर भी जा सकते हैं. तो कुछ नहीं. Core strengthening without assessing diastasis recti.
0. Because it should be assessed. चलो जैसे भी आपकी strengthening रही हो, but it should be assessed.
Starting weightlifting or HIIT training at 6 weeks postpartum. Zero.
Rehab first, then get into this.
Testing diastasis recti at home.
10 on 10.
You can do it at home.
Yeah, you can always do it at home. YouTube पे बहुत सारी videos हैं.
Protein-based diets.
Postpartum diets are 8 on 10. I would say 10 on 10 for postpartum healing, but provided it is balanced properly.
Calorie restriction to lose weight.
It comes with a caveat. I would rate it again 5 because if you're not breastfeeding, then you can still have a bit of restriction and lose weight. But if you're breastfeeding, you need to have your calories.
Excess sugar in the name of energy.
3, but sometimes you need it during your exercise phase. You can time it nicely.
Focusing on hydration.
10 on 10, always. Because that is where your entire healing is going to happen, tissue recovery. So, breast milk, constipation.
Iron and omega-3 supplementation.
Iron is very subjective. I would say go by your doctor says. Omega-3 is 10 on 10.
Skipping meals.
0. Don't skip meals. Because you need to give your body energy every, in a sustained way. So, skipping meals, matlab, you're going to overdo in the next meal. So.
Okay. Crash diets after 3 months postpartum.
0. Crash diet never. Don't do. Always work on balance. You want to sustain your results, not get your weight back after a crash diet.
Perfect. I think this was a really helpful conversation. So informative. I really hope every woman who is going through postpartum can listen to our conversation, prepare herself, brace herself, and she like.
And see, if you do an informed decision, you're always ready to face the circumstances also.
Correct.
Right? So if you think you want to know about all these things, just try read about them, understand, because हमारी mothers सब भूल चुकी होती हैं इस time पे.
नहीं उनको I feel like इतना पता भी नहीं था.
हाँ उनको भी नहीं पता तो we can't blame them altogether.
तो बाद में I don't think there was so much awareness at that time, and I feel like as new mothers, it is our job to
educate the next generation and the coming.
Yeah, make the next generation aware that this is what you're going to have to deal with. So we're not trying to scare you, but just
it is
get
the truth.
ready.
It is the truth.
Yeah.
And we should be knowing the truth before. मैं ये इसलिए बोलना चाहती हूँ क्योंकि ना when my first pregnancy, I used to ask my mother-in-law कि कितना दर्द होता है, and she used to always say one line कि उतना ही दर्द होता है कि ना क्या भूल के दूसरा बच्चा कर लेते हो. ये क्या है मतलब इतना ही होता है सिर्फ. And when I was going through that labor time, and I was recalling that conversation, I was like, this is not that much of pain. This is like 100 times for what I have. Like a period pain se bhi pata hai 100 guna zyada hai. And it is bone breaking kind of a experience. So I was like,
yeah, let's not.
well, stimulations, I don't know if you saw that.
Oh yes, I've seen
stimulations done on Akshay Kumar and Diljit, right?
Yes.
So that is true.
Yeah.
That, and if you've gone through labor pains, right? So you know how much is it.
Yeah, I was like 8 centimeters dilated and I couldn't.
Intense is not even a word to describe it.
Anyway, ladies, don't get scared. Brace yourself is what we can say.
I know.
And have lots and lots of kids. And come to Ace Mom Fridge to then recover.
Yeah, please just take care of yourselves and make informed decisions.
Yes, perfect.